told your name, so you rendered the pain. I tried to save you, so your life's worth living. They called your name, so you entered the pain. What was your mind break? I tried to save you, so your life's worth living. Enjoy all you could take. You left me here for dead. I'm begging you. I cross along the dials of my head, feeling the dope. I am not there. It's someone else, an inner voice whispering things, singing songs that will never be. I feel the pain, I feel the joy again. A beating heart falling asleep. I feel the pain again. You left. Deserted sights on you. It got to you from the start. You saw the worst in life, corrupted your youthful spark. And as we iced, you came into the dark. What was your mind break? Enjoy all you could take. And now I'm here, wondering where it all went so wrong. And now you're gone. 20 years is too fucking young. I wish there was a way to tell you if you stayed. Let me feel, just crack a pill. Live motherfucking until the fuck out. Celebrate now, you're here. Showtime is near. And blunts and pills. He's going straight to you, no fucking around. The bad party's here.
What is going on, you legends? How is? We are back. We are doing this. It is Friday. You are here. We are kicking it. Let's crack a cold one. Because you know how we're doing it. Now, if you saw the other day, hopefully it's out, Raph and I did a reaction video that should be coming up, or that is out on Metal Ruse, by a bunch of buddy of ours. And we were so happy to see this track come out that I had to get him on Beer Buddy and get him on this train wreck and just do the thing that I used to do that I haven't done in a long time, and I can't wait to do it. The song is a cracker. We're going to get the songs playing. Hold on, so you all can hear them throughout the stream. There we go. Nice and not too loud. But yeah. The new song, Razor Grinder, is an absolute cracker. Their opening track to bring the band out, Phobos, was just power. So much energy, so much impact for a song that, for a first release. I would expect nothing more from the caliber of musicians that these people are. If you can't tell, I'm half cut. It was my little girl's graduation day today. She graduated daycare. But either way, I've had a good day. She had a good day. We've eaten. We've had a good time. And I couldn't wait to get this stream going. So, without further ado, the reason for the season, let's get them on. Boys, how are yous? Oh, wait, there yous are. Oh, there it goes. Jeez. How are yous, lads? What is happening?
Charlie, just keep it on sorting that out.
What was
We
that?
haven't.
Well, Scotty's done. He's leaving. Oh no, he's got something.
We've got a drummer who.
I had a special delivery.
That's Friday. That's about it. That's all I got.
Oh, come on. How's the reception been after Razor Grinder, man? I've noticed that the streams have hit over 3,000. It's going gangbusters. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, man, it kind of just unexpectedly took off on YouTube. We didn't really expect to get as many streams as it was, but yeah, and yeah, it's having traction. I've been reading the feed.
Oh, no, you've gone all spacky, Eric.
He's morphing back into the Matrix from whence he came.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, how much of that did you catch?
Not a lot of it. You went all robot voice on us.
He sounded like the start of the song.
Eric Roboto.
I was inspired to chuck a vocoder on the start of the song after hearing Eric through a Discord session.
Yeah, well, I remember talking to you guys last time. You recorded this with, who was it? Did you do this at Keto?
Mark Williamson. No, so we did it with Mark Williamson, who is a really close mate of mine. Except this time I was in the band this time instead of like being the co-writer, so I was a lot more heavily involved in the process.
We're certainly having video issues.
Yeah, what's going on,
Yes,
man?
gone.
I don't know what's happening here.
Steve has entered the room and he's fucked my camera somehow. I now he's managed to achieve this, but he has.
You're frozen. He's frozen.
Anyway, I'm Cedo.
It's all happening tonight. This is what I love about my streams. Always
How-
go great.
How am I the only one that's like not? You and me are the only ones not going ham, and I get terrible reception in here.
Yeah, either way, I'm taking it for what it is tonight. If it's working, it's
No.
working.
I was making sure I'm not having the same issue Eric's got.
Okay.
He's using his phone as his webcam, and I can hear it buzzing, so I'm just making sure mine's on. Do not disturb.
Do you know Bundaberg make an alcoholic ginger beer now?
Really?
Well, shit.
If I would show you if Eric had set up properly.
I was set up.
You-
Yeah, my whole setup's just gone to shit.
You,
I
you
mean-
literally walked in the room and destroyed it.
Eric is the man who did forget a microphone for a video shoot. But
Oh, buddy. It's alright. Did he bring his guitar by accident?
no, he didn't bring anything.
Didn't bring anything for himself. He was lucky to get that there.
Fair
The mic was
enough.
mine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Take us a bit. So it's your first video, and I got like we said in the reaction. Just it was just so like the editing. It was all perfect. We loved every bit of it. Tell us the whole process. It looks like you're back. Oh wow.
We're back. We're back, baby.
Yeah. What's cracking?
He came in with such an aura about him. My setup couldn't handle it.
Jeez.
But yeah, rest assured we're back. He is definitely half up because he's
Mate, it's all happening great. I love it. All the boys are here. This is awesome. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I do what I do. It's why this is fucking awesome. Everyone's drinking. It's Friday night. I love every bit of this. This is perfect. Top notch. Top notch. So going back into the where'd you record it? Go through all that stuff. We were just about to talk about that, and then we'll go into the video.
Alright. Am I going to tell the story, or is someone else?
I mean, the guy who recorded this is your mate.
Yeah.
We can get to the video clip story afterwards.
Oh, yeah. How long have you got? Okay, so the story of this song, the experience of this song and the previous one all morph into each other because I was working on like 100 things at once and getting married in this period as well.
Jeez.
I know we were going to do a completely different song for the longest time. And then maybe like a month before, I feel like it, maybe Eric, you got re-inspired to try some different vocals on a different demo, which was for this one, that we hadn't looked at in a year or something. And then that was like the, one thing led to another. I got another idea, and then it was bouncing back and forth. And then I ended up like huddled in my office, just like chopping up all these DIs and MIDI for like months, and the other three guys are like, what the hell are you doing? And then 2 days before my wedding, I send them the song right before they go into record. I'm like, there's your song, there you go, have fun with Mark, and then I'm off to get married. See you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so pretty much there, I get this song, I listen back, and don't get me wrong, awesome. Was stoked as, but also was like, we have like literally a few days to learn about half a new song at that point that had been chopped in, which we've sort of Dan and I managed between us. And I don't know, Eric, you had to put vocals down in the same amount of time pretty much.
Well, I mean, in my case, like, the final demo we had didn't really change too much of the melodies and stuff that I'd written. Where it changed for me is actually when we got to the studio with Mark and we started sort of laying out the session and everything like that. And bang, he's come up with his, like, variation of the melody I had. So I kind of had to adjust some of the phrasing a little bit and the melodies on the fly myself. So that's fine for me. I didn't get the couple of days lead time. I just had to drop in and do it.
No, that's something. I was only used to metalcore, which was he had to play bass for bass to actually to do a bit of bass work, which I wasn't used to because me for metalcore was like, the last metalcore band I played in was like 2008.
Oh, wow.
So being given a bit of room to actually do some bass work in that final rendition of the track. So yeah, it was but yeah, I don't know if it's the time pressure maybe that pushed us into it, but I mean, it came in with a fucking good result, I think.
Oh yeah, the result is definitely there.
I get so much joy out of like popping up these songs, and like a lot of thought goes into it, but I'm not worried about how it's getting played or anything. It's about how it sounds to me. It's got to sound right, and then I send the DIs off, and I'm like, have fun, and like, it's up to you to interpret it how you want. I'm not telling them how to play it. I'm like, could sound like, it's up to you to play it. And when it goes into actually being recorded, I'm like, change what you want. Like, it just do what sounds good. But with this one, I know I was like changing things right up until like 2 days before my wedding. Like the last day I was actually at home and able to do anything before I sent everything off to Mark, and then didn't hear the song again for like 2 weeks because I was overseas. And wasn't actually there for the recording again because these guys love booking and recording sessions when I'm not in the country.
Be more available.
Yeah, just don't leave, dude.
Stay.
This is
Stay all the
this is
time,
price
never
I
leave.
paid to be able to.
Imagine having a wedding when your band's recording.
No. Although I did did actually sit in on part of Eric's vocal session, or as he called it, gate crashing. No, was it backseat driving it or something like that? I was there for like an hour, and you were just like, what the? Because I was just like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this?
No, it was
And then,
hijacking. It was hijacking because I was in the middle of like recording, and suddenly you get there. It's like, oh, I'll just pop in for an hour. Next thing you know, there's this new synth line coming in, and you and Mark are just bouncing off each other, and I'm just sitting all down, twiddling my thumbs, thinking, well, this is a productive day for me. You know, I've
Frozen again.
and
see, that's why you need me there, because you just keep freezing.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna quickly.
we might try an alternative computer. We'll see how we go.
Department of Education can be. Yeah. What?
So what we're discovering is we should have all hung out at my place.
So yeah, I wasn't there for the actual recording, but I was there for part of Eric's stuff, and then I sat in on the mixing sessions just to get things to where we really wanted. It would be nice to be there for the recording sessions for the next one.
Also,
On song 3.
Well, the funny thing is that I was actually talking about this the other night, like what with AI and shit like that. How if you could just get all your tracks, like all your bits and pieces and bits and bobs that you haven't done anything with, give them to an AI, and if they could just spit you out a track, and you are that AI, like from what you've just described, what you did there, you are that AI.
A little bit,
Scotty?
but I take way too long. Way too long. And I'm just like, I bottleneck everything because I'll be like, no, it has to be like this, it has to be like this. And that's why songs take 6 months to get done. It's not these guys' fault. They've sent me something months ago, and then I'm like huddling in this room being like, with the lights off, like changing micro timings of things to be perfect in my mind.
you know, it's funny that you say like 6 months, because the reality, like this song actually goes really far back, like long before Scotty was even a full-time member. Like to give you an idea how old this track actually is, I wasn't even the vocalist when this track, like the first iteration of it, was done. I was still doing guitar and predominantly guitar stuff at the time, and we had someone else who was prospectively a vocalist at the time who was working on it. And it was actually, I think it might have actually been this track, like I was learning vocals at the time, and I kind of chucked a couple of scratch ideas over the top of it to send to the vocalist and be like, hey man, try something like this. And I think it was one of the ones a few people heard and were kind of like, hey, why don't you do vocals? But yeah, like that's, I think, 2021 maybe was when we first started working on this one.
I'll actually go back a bit further. So I joined this online project with Eric in the first lockdown. I did in 2020. So I'm trying to log in on our other computer to fix the sound issue. I logged on in 2020. I started this track because I was learning a lot of Eric's tracks at the time, and I had this guitar tuned down to like F that was not ready for that. It's still on the strings I got with the guitar, this Ormsby. It was just not. And I think I made like a song up to a chorus, and then I pretty much put it on the shelf for about a year until like midway through that second lockdown. So this goes back now over 3 years, this track.
Yeah, you pretty much looked at me and said, hey, help me write a breakdown. I was like, yeah, okay.
Well, man, I'll tell you, if that's the process it's got to go through, let it happen, because you guys have hit the mark on. You guys have hit the nail on the head in the whole sense of don't fuck around with just doing shit. If you're gonna bring out fire every single time. Your first two tracks have had so much impact. Your first track, Phobos, when they came out, I had to drop that. You guys were my rep for the New South Wales thing when I did that local band smokeout thing for New South Wales, and you guys won that shit. Like that was, man, dude. Like you guys were my pick for that. Like I could not rep you guys enough. the song's played now in the background. Like, we'll watch the visualizer later. What I like to just tell everyone, and you guys too, is that what I try and do on this, we're going to watch the video clip, we're going to watch all that. So the more you watch, I'm going to get copyright striked. These guys aren't going to take down the strike, and then when more you guys watch this, the more goes back to them. This is how I try and help with taking up their time. My little
I
bit.
don't think we're even allowed to copyright strike people with the amount of subscribers we've got.
No. What'll happen is, the way it works is, it'll go if an ad comes up on an ad will probably come up right before the song comes up, because it's your song, and the ad revenue that comes from that will go back to you guys. So it's like a stream for you, if that makes sense. I think. I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me a bit more about that. There's a couple of people watching. Make sure you come in and say hello. You guys can ask so many questions. If you have any questions for these champions, drop them in the chat. I'll make sure they get across to you. Come say hello. Get involved.
So I'm going to get the revenue off it, so I might make a trip to a Mercedes dealership, I think, because...
Oh, mate. I'll tell you, did you
whole
see,
couple of cents.
did you see that? I think it was some post from Weird Al Yankovic or something like that. He's got like 80 million streams or something like that. He's made like $15 or $1,200 or something like that. You're just like, man. And then they're changing the rules again, so they're trying to, whatever Taylor Swift did, they're trying to fucking stop that. Like, they're trying to knock that on the head. So I don't know what's going on there.
And the crazy thing about that, right, is from what I understand, and I'm someone more knowledgeable, might better correct me if I'm wrong here, but it still weighs 75% of revenue to the artists. And that's crazy. Like, everyone's saying Spotify is greedy. It's like, no, greed isn't the issue. The issue is they cheapened music. They made it cheap.
Yeah.
That's what they've done.
Yeah, 100%.
I just need to announce that Joe, the video director, he's watching the stream right now and dissing on your streaming quality, Eric. He's like, where'd you get it? Where'd you get it from? The toilet store.
Oh, is he talking about me and my streaming thing? Because I'm running the stream. Like, I'm doing the best that I can on my limited budget, buddy. I'm sorry.
And apparently
picking on Eric.
It's a competition between everyone about working on this song for longest. We keep apparently interrupting each other, going, well, actually, I wasn't a vocalist. Oh, yeah, well, I wasn't even born.
Well, actually...
Does Joe want to hop on and, like, you know, get involved as well?
Yeah, send him a link. Send him the link.
Into the chat.
Should I still jump on there, or are we just gonna?
Show your face.
Yeah, so we went through the initial recording process. So take us a bit through this amazing video since we got the guy giving us feedback live. Thank you so much for watching.
Well, actually...
Well, evidently it wasn't filmed on my camera here. I'm joking to test that. I think he's definitely attested to that already.
Okay, so another long-term friend of mine. He did the... We had the...
Who is that
album
again?
done.
You sort of cut out in that name. We got to make sure the name gets repped.
Oh, Joe Giuffrida? Oh, well, trying to think. How do you pronounce his last name?
Your friend.
That's what I'm about to say is your mate.
Oh, Joseph G Media, that's it. That's what his working name is. But we were working on the concept art really early on, around the time the song was recorded, or even like a little bit before. Because I've worked with him on other projects before. He does a lot for one of my other bands, Junkhead, and he's so creative and so fast with the turnaround for everything. So we were just figuring out, like, I've never really thought about like what the color scheme of a song is, and like thinking about it as not just like audio as this detached thing, and like then the art and the video as all one thing. So I wanted to try and really push that this time. So if you see the single art and the video and the song, like all the color schemes cross over with each other, and like all the designs all reflect each other. There's a lot of imagery in the video that's from the artwork, and that was all intentional. So, yeah, the process of the video and the artwork could go almost as long as when the song was recorded, and that was February.
Jeez. You guys are a slow burn, aren't you? Fuck me dead.
I think the original joke for us was a teacher and an IT professional walked into a bar, except the bar in this case is a rehearsal room.
It does keep it different when you're at work all the time.
Oh, dude, no, I feel ya. I gotta try and juggle this. 2 kids, wife, mortgage. Yeah, it's just it's a juggling act, and it's a time management thing. But when you love what you do, you just do it. And we got Joseph G Media in the chat. What's good, Eric? No, the stream's great. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Dan Gibson says not Eric. Thanks for joining in the chat, Dan. Love you, bud.
Hey, I had to.
Oh, the banter. And this is what I love about bands, man. This is the camaraderie and the fun and the mucking around, and you spend so much time together in the one room and shit like that. It's a special thing. It's a special thing when you make an art together. It's an even specialer thing.
I would honestly say before we were a band.
What was that? You got interrupted again.
I was gonna say before we were a band, we were basically all walking shit posts anyway. So
Yeah, wow.
Speak for yourself.
says you.
He's right.
So with the video, we so that was the process of how it got started, and then there's the actual filming of it. Which
Yeah. Yeah, look, the thing came out perfect. I'm going to assume there was a few trial and tribulations throughout the whole thing. There's got to be.
There was 2 fire trucks.
Okay, I've been corrected on Joe's.
There's 2. Dan, 2 fire trucks. Go on.
A smoke alarm happened.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Dang. That's okay. So,
Ready for the rescue though.
Midway through.
oh, far out.
I'm like,
Midway through, we hadn't started anything yet. We were setting up.
There you go. See that's how fire these guys are. They just set up and fire trucks.
I was my kid was going to come down and like do my takes later in the day, and I haven't heard anything all the day. And I'm thinking, man, swear all like maybe send some photos or some kind of messages and stuff, and I'll put in our group chat like, hey boys, how's it all going? And then I basically get a message back saying, yeah, we've set off the fire alarms. The fire isn't here. I'm like, what the fuck have you guys done? So that's the first I heard. I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to be a long night. And it was.
Yeah.
I remember telling you, you're going, what happened? And I'm just like, I'll tell you later. I just didn't want to deal with it in that moment. And then I remember we were all packing up and like we had to like find a different studio like on the day, and within like a couple of hours to actually get our money's worth, we'd hired Joe for the day, and he had like his camera, which I think was probably $500 or $600 just for that day. I could be wrong, but
Lighting rig he rented.
yeah, we had him for that day, and to try and do a different day would have been insanely expensive. So we're trying to source somewhere else and deal with the fireys, and there was a whole other thing when they actually showed up that they couldn't get. What was it? I feel like Steve-O, you might remember this better than me. Was it that another alarm was detecting something on another level of the complex?
Oh yeah, so there was another alarm going off in a different area. So the fire showed up and going, hang on, half of this system, and we won't say where, obviously, has been like turned off. So it's only working at half capacity. We've set this thing off, and then there was another alarm going off somewhere else. So they're trying to get underneath the garage to figure out where that is. And like, it was a good. I think we spent a good hour and a half with the fireys, just following them around, trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Jeez. Far out. It's never a dull moment.
We got this money on the line, probably, possible cost of the fireys coming out to a visit, all this different stuff. We're trying to find another venue.
Yeah, it was a crazy few hours, and then so we started the shoot at I feel like it was about 10, and we got everything. Everything took 3 hours. By the time the alarm went off to the time that the fireys left and we had somewhere else to go, it was 3 hours. I remember getting to the studio where we ended up doing it around 2 o'clock. That's roughly then, and that was going to be halfway through our shoot day.
Yeah.
Luckily, where we ended up was so much better, and I'm kicking myself for never having thought of the place we went to. Turns out, you know what a really good place to film a music video is? In a music studio.
Who would have thunk
there's
it?
one there's one in Sydney with a huge live room in it that I thought of that I rehearsed in years ago and completely forgot about. They happened to have it available for that day, and it was a really good deal to go in there. Went out of their way to turn the fire alarm off for us, and they were just use the room until we close it. What was we finished at 9:30 or something?
They were cool till midnight. They're like, look, I think we paid till 10, but they were like, if you want to go longer, you just let us know. And they very patiently, I think I asked them no less than about 7 times, is the fire alarm off?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. Albrina Lee says, sounds like you guys need a behind the scenes video. That that would have been content. That would have been some content.
Oh, there is.
Oh.
Now, there is, but it's also going to be the concept for our next music video that Joe and I decided that day. So the next music video is going to be a recreation of the making of this video up until the point we get to the studio and start filming the video properly. So it's going to be meta as fuck.
Today I learned.
Do that shit. Keep them going.
Yeah, today I learned.
Keep the story going.
Yeah.
I love that. That's an awesome idea. That is so cool. Well, since we got a few people in the chat right now, why don't we chuck on the video for everyone, and you guys we can all talk about it a bit, and everyone can have a look ski. I reckon that's a pretty good idea. Because I have it ready to go. I do have it ready to go. There we go. Look at that. I'm ready. Far out.
It has to be.
Yeah, well, normally that's not. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Normally, I'm not that guy.
We're never that guy, so you're a step ahead of us.
corrected on the pronunciation of Joe's name. His last name is Jafrida.
Jafrida. Joseph
Jafrida.
Jafrida.
I did put his Instagram in the chat.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think he was trying to spell freedom, but got it wrong.
Oh, that's awesome. This is going to get loud, people. Let's enjoy this. Small Gods Razor's Grind. Let's have a watch.
That's good. My colleague showed some classes. Tortured them because it was annoying.
Those poor children.
Yeah, they just died before it drinks.
I will say, and we did mention this in the video, like in the reaction video. You need that guitar, Eric. You still,
I got in trouble. I got in trouble because I was directing Eric, and he was just like, "Have you ever heard of the thing called over direction?" And I was just like, "Oh, okay." I slunked off into the corner.
yeah. Well, back up. Give me back up 6 feet. This is back to COVID rules. Get out of here.
I mean,
Pretty much.
and thank you for that video. I watched it last night and had a good time, really enjoyed it. But what I enjoyed is, again, metalcore 15 years after I first played metalcore and then subsequently stopped, is that someone noticed there was a bass player. The
You
B,
can hear it.
the amount of chat about the bass tone, mate, and I was just in the band chat going like, oh, this is great. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here going, bass go,
Mate, I'll tell you what, Raph is so.
Take away from that, he said 15 years ago. That's how fucking old we are.
Yeah, well, dude, we constantly get reminded. We had Sinj on Thursday last night on Two Dudes Talk Music, and man, they're absolute weapons, and they're just kids as far as we're concerned. Like, all right, they look like us when we were doing the traps around Eric when you were still playing guitar. Like, you know what I mean? It was just, and they're just fucking awesome musicians.
Oh, I'll listen to a couple of their songs. They definitely want to keep an eye on.
They are most definitely. But
Quick question, Steve-O.
yeah.
15 years ago, when the last time you listened to metalcore, is this when you started working on this song?
No, he was probably working on a thing that we don't talk about anymore.
You know, I was working on really bad black metal.
Yeah,
Which turned into folk metal, which turned into not a band anymall.
Yeah. Anyway.
We don't talk about that. It didn't happen.
Can you explain to me how bad black metal differentiates from black metal in general?
When you take inspiration from like Cradle of Filth, pretty much. That's what it's real about.
I'll just sit here and pretend I wasn't involved in any of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna back away from that one. Don't touch that one.
Yeah.
I don't buy Cradle of Filth. I don't want them to eat my soul either. So it's sad.
And he's like 4'0". He's not going to eat anyone's soul.
Don't matter.
You have to reach it first.
Those are the ones you got. He's a perfect hard height.
Everyone in the band's around 6 foot tall. We just stick the arm out. This one head.
Yeah, I'm the short one.
Yeah, I think this is the band where everyone is like, in any band I've ever been in, everyone is the closest in height. Like, I think there's probably, I don't know, that much between all of us. And
You
probably
are a
higher
photographer's wet dream. This band is a photographer's wet dream as far as camera angle goes because of the not so fucked up height differentials. Yeah.
Have you tried to put us in the same place? That's the problem.
Yeah, getting us in the same places, that's the first part.
And then when you do, getting us to shut up.
Yeah. I only met Dan for the first time at our first photo shoot back in.
Yeah.
No, you only met me sober for the first time.
I was going to say, you've definitely served him at Frankie's with me with some very cheap drinks.
Yeah, but that was like 6 or 7 years ago.
So Joseph said Joe and I decided. I absolutely did not. You decided.
That tracks. That absolutely tracks.
Oh, dude, seriously, that video is just, it's fucking unreal. I mean, and look, considering the story that just came along with it, and this is one, you know, obviously one for the books, you know, when you overcome shit like that, it makes for big moves because you can adapt to any situation. And look at the quality you bring out, considering you had half your day ripped away from you due to unforeseen circumstances. And you still managed to like put that together and put it together really well. And Joseph, you did a great job, man. Like seriously, really, really good job. The editing in it's unreal. The use of color in it. Oh, like me and Raph talk about it extensively. We love seeing the good use of color. I think the last one that I saw, that was just, I think it was, I want to say it was Caligula's horse. And there was a part in the breakdown, and it was just a scene where he stomps his foot on the floor, and he sort of stomps and punches at the same time, and the colour fully changes, and it looks like he drops through the floor and pops out the other side and goes into like this fucking split unit. Like it's just, the game has really been stepped up lately with the Sydney heavy metal scene at the moment. You got
Caligula's also Brisbane, but yeah.
Oh no, I know they are. They can go back over there. I was just about to spit out some examples. This is going to be like Shinto Katana are back. Speed are doing really big things.
They still exist.
Bro, they're back. They're back in a big way. Like I know Dave personally, the singer Dave Naylor personally. Like, and Yeah, they just done a song featuring Speed. That's out now. The boys from Speed.
Oh yeah.
Speed are playing Not Fest. Like you got we got this new thing Ram It Down Fest in Southwest Sydney at the Camden Sports Club. If anyone's interested in that, please head down to that. It's an absolute cracking time. We're doing a raffle giveaway for merchandise for all the bands. That's one that you get a free ticket. You get a free raffle ticket when you purchase your entry. And then on the night as well, we're doing a guitar starter pack giveaway. And that'll be raffle tickets that we're doing like 1 for 5 or 3 for 10 or something like that. So get down there. Awesome. But yeah, you got Inertia that are going gangbusters at the moment. You got Weightless that are going gangbusters at the moment. Like the metalcore scene in Sydney is just going fucking stupid. The heavy metal scene in Sydney is coming back in a massive, massive, massive way. And you guys have stepped right into the right time. I think my only complaint is probably just the lack of content. Like I just want more, but that's just me. That's just me being a grubby consumer. Like you know what I mean. Like when you're bringing out fire like that for your first two, you can't blame the populace and for wanting more.
I'm sure the thing crossed all of our minds when you mentioned Inertia.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned them.
Thanks for that.
Oh man!
So
Mark's
Mark's the guitarist and producer of Inertia.
What?
So our producer, like my mate, he's the guitarist in Inertia that we do everything with.
Oh shit! Nice work. You do very good work. You
You do very good work. He puts up with us.
You do very good work.
I'm
I'm going to assume he records all of the Inertia stuff too, and that stuff is just on fucking point. That stuff is fire. The production value is just quality. You should come on Two Dudes Talk Music, and I asked Inertia to come on. Beer Buddy, please come on Beer Buddy or Two Dudes, please.
I'll message him now. Okay,
We can all send him a message.
Yeah, let's just all message him.
Yeah, just pepper him, man.
Yeah, everybody message Mark. Go annoy Mark.
Yeah, everyone, please get him on. You know, we love these stories because at the end of the
Mark's really nice.
At the end of the day,
Yeah, don't pick on Mark.
maybe not this one. This is a train wreck. We'll get him on the more professional one, which is Two Dudes Talk Music. That one.
I'm going to message you now. Like, I had drinks, I'm a little impressionable. What do you want, Two Dudes or...
Eric Roboto.
Get him on Two Dudes. Get him on Two Dudes. If it's Inertia.
I mean, if he can put up with us at our worst, he can put up with you. I mean, fun story with him putting up with our crap. Being somewhat in the IT world, full-blown meltdown at work. I'm sitting there fixing customer service, and he's like trying to work around me fixing their shit.
That's why I don't do anything for you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're
Man.
welcome.
I appreciate you. This is what I'm talking about. See?
No child in the message goes, nah.
So, Dad, you were saying full meltdown at work. What happened?
What's say I'm blocked?
A whole data center went down at work while I'm supposed to be tracking guitars, so I'm fixing that, and Mark and Steve-O were dealing with the guitar bits they can play.
Man, what you got? Look, but this just comes to the experience. Like when we talk about like being old and shit like that, and to some degree, yes, we are starting to get a bit long in the tooth, but that just means we're getting wiser, so we can juggle this shit. When shit like that happens, you don't go into full fucking meltdown. You can just go do your thing. I'm going to fix this, and then I'll come back to you.
Wise.
Yeah, wow. We pretend like we know what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much.
Pretend.
Yeah.
I'll give you pretend.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's pretending they know what they're doing. I'm just pretending I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're just a hindrance when we're tracking anything with strings.
Oh, Eric, you turned into me in the band. I'm just happy to be here.
He's sitting there like taking really stupid overlaid photos of us, and we're just like, "The fuck are you doing, dude?"
Content. It's content.
I mean, some of it was barely postable for like TOS reasons.
Oh, jeez. But you know what? Do that and take the band. And this is the thing. It's at the stage now where if you want to stand out, you got to just take the band. break the terms of service.
Mark's watching X-Files.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Mark.
And
We didn't mean to do this to you.
What did he say? I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, probably.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I am a fan though. I am a genuine fan. You know, I don't really care if they come on or not. But just I do thoroughly enjoy Inertia's music. It's very good. Very good.
I just she'd stop shooting my guitar down to like G.
No, keep going. Look, at the end of the day, and we like we talk this
So
shit.
you know that pitch
Oh,
shift.
we're way beyond that.
You know that pitch shift that happens in Razor Grinder.
Yeah.
So-
That one where we just went.
Yeah. Okay. So
And actually,
a 5-string bass. Steve-O and I are playing unisons. We're playing the same note. He shifted it down that far.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a classic modern metalcore thing. You drop. I thought when I did that,
Drop Z.
you guys were going to be like, "Ugh." And then the reaction was quite nice. I'm like, okay, because I was like taking the piss with it a bit. Every spirit box does it, and I thought it was hilariously obnoxious to just do. Usually, it's like meant to be like a flavor bit in a particular spot, and then I just cut it the second half and dropped it there, thinking it was going to be too much, and then it turns out too much is like the sweet spot. So I was like, okay.
Bro, at the moment in this day and age, the only thing I find obnoxious are solos. Solos can get really obnoxious when you can just get someone that just throws up all over their fretboard and just tries to do like fit all these ingredients in the one song.
Yeah, that's not going to
But there's
happen.
no look as far as a breakdown, and especially if you're using it properly. There's no such thing as too low. And like, when me and Raph heard that for the first time, the stank face was just. Oh.
Yeah, it might be. So in the studio, we actually tuned my guitar down that low.
actually,
Yeah.
We didn't pitch shift it.
How does it hold up though? Like,
It holds up by being an 8-string.
oh, okay, there you go. Well, shows there you go.
Well, we've got it tuned to drop E most of the time.
Wow.
And it was originally when the band started, it was going to be F, and I liked it in F. And then this guy joins and decides that it's E, so that means that like you can't play an octave apart anymore, at least for like all the open stuff. So yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
I'm
it
lazy.
creates a very unique sound.
I'm lazy.
You
I could tune a half step up, or I could just tune one string down a step. You pick.
No, you're the guitarist.
Yeah.
I did
right.
pick,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
bitching about it.
Look, either way, it's fine. Whatever you guys are doing, it's working well. Can we get maybe a little bit of a timeline for when we're getting a bit more? Because I'm digging the Waterfall releases. I think it's a really good idea. We had oh god, I can't remember now. We had someone on the other week, and they were just we got into this. My whole concept. He validated me. He validated me fucking tooth and nail. That don't fuck around with EPs and shit like that. Just do Waterfall releases. Write as much as you can. Get as many as you can, tracks as you can, and then just drip feed the economy, and keep yourself in the algorithm. Appease the algorithm gods. Because at the end of the day, why waste the time bringing out an album where people are going to listen to 30 seconds of it and just go, nah, or you give them one track at a time and it's like, yeah, I'm going to revisit that, yeah, I'm going to revisit that, yeah, I'm going to revisit that.
I haven't managed a whole album that is new in one hit in years. Like, we're talking 5 years. I have not actually listened to a whole album all at once. I think the last release, Polaris, I managed like, and I love that band. Yeah, like for me, they're peak modern metalcore for me. And everything they've done since like their first LP, and I made it like 4 songs in and was like, I need a break. I gotta go do something. I can't remember the last time I made it through a whole album at once.
Man, that's a shame. That's like, I don't know. Look, I get time is a big thing in stuff like that. I have a long commute to work, so I can listen to albums. and that's where I get like a lot of my reviewing and stuff like that done. I got I got an hour in, an hour back for work every day. So I was just like, I'm chucking on one album and then listening to a podcast, half a podcast or something. But that just comes down to me and the time that I have. And this is a big problem I actually have with Spotify, and I keep saying it. People don't simmer on their music anymore, and by doing the waterfall release system, you give people an opportunity to simmer on your music a bit more.
Oh,
So-
sure.
I do accept that I'm the problem. I do.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, regardless of what the problem is or what it is or isn't, it's the game at the moment. And at the end of the day, we're all trying to play into this algorithm, and as much as we hate it, unless you're going to be like this mad underground band that only makes fucking EPs and you've got to come out to the shows to go see them and blah, 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 it's a fucking hard game to play now. And I think you guys are hitting the nail on the head by just dropping bits and pieces and dropping fire every single fucking time. Because
I mean,
your first track gained a lot of traction off the visual. And then as soon as you've brought out the video, you've amassed what? It's been, let's see, just off the count now, I'll have a quick look. 3,132 views, and it hasn't even been out a month yet.
Yeah.
So
2 weeks today, actually.
there you go. So 2 weeks today it's been out, and you've amassed that kind of traction already. So I can only imagine when you bring out the next one, you'll probably find that'll get more. I would imagine. I would like to think.
Hopefully.
So to
LS.
answer your question, in terms of time frame, we had forever to do the first song. Second song took I don't know, when did Phobos come out? I feel like that was when I was still overseas.
It's
8
March.
months. But so 8 months. I want to halve it every time moving forward and get twice as many views.
That's a good goal to have. So we can imagine 4 months, hopefully.
Hopefully. I mean, I am about to have my first kid in like 2 months, so we'll see how much.
Oh my lord!
And unfortunately, we're in a situation where I pump out a lot of riffs, a lot of demos. I pump out solid riffs that ultimately will make songs that are 60% of the way there, and then Scotty kind of is the person that filters it into goodness.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And then it gets further filtered into playable.
Yeah, that's not my problem.
well, mate, I'll tell you.
We've
I'll tell you
established
what,
that. It's my problem.
I'll try and give you a piece. Just get that kid in the room with you while you're doing all your tracking.
Well, that's exactly what I plan on.
Yeah, man, and I mean, look, by the sounds of things, you're kind of like me, and you don't sleep, and yeah, like when my kids went through their little sleep things, it's just I sat here and done this, and just made sure I had the monitor in the room, kept an eye on it, and just did what I needed to do. You get it done, and you find a way. You will always find a way. And realistically, the more you have them in the room, the more chance you're going to have them of sort of just joining the crew a bit later on and getting into it.
Oh, I'm training mine up to be the session drummer that takes over for me.
Oh, so you can write somebody else stuff they can't play instead of just writing stuff you can't play.
Oh, I've got to say, some of those triplets in the they on the kicks, man. They were next.
He gave himself a hard time.
These songs weren't written for me. Like, I never wrote them with the intention of having to play them. Like, I played drums a lot when up until 6-7 years ago. I've been on guitar in every band since. And then when I realized, like, oh yeah, I actually have to learn this now. And this also the challenge of when you've been out of the consistency of practicing that, it's like getting hit with a sledgehammer. Like, there's so much endurance that you have to build up just to be able to maintain consistency, let alone all the technicality on top of it. It's so much to deal with. And yeah, honestly, I'm still not at the point yet where I would be playing these songs 100% yet.
Those painful and strained expressions that Scotty has in the video clip are genuine. That's not.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there going, you know how I feel.
like I've been out of like the drummer mindset for a long time to try and get back into that and frame what you're playing from that perspective. It's a very hard shift that I didn't anticipate, and like I do plan on getting there. It's just like it's not the easiest road, and I'm very transparent with these guys, saying like this is hard, and I know I've done this to myself. I plan on getting there, and I'm not going to take shortcuts. But like I realize I've done this to myself. So you watch when the third song comes out, you're just going to hear boom, boom, boom.
It's just 4 on the floor the whole time.
Yeah, that's it. Just basic. Just basic.
Yeah.
Just look,
Just-
how is this going to treat?
Metal Days.
What are the chances of getting something live? Have we got sort of a date for a?
Can't say a date, but like.
Oh, they can't say. This is.
What? No. What I'm
No,
telling you.
this isn't good news.
We never intended originally, like we were like, we're like, oh no, it's just not gonna. It was gonna be this online project, but I think that turned into like, oh, maybe we could if we got something good, which turned into like a couple months ago. It's like we need to play shows. We're gonna have to do.
What he's trying to say when he says we was pretty much me. I was saying, nah, it's never going to happen. Then I was like, oh, maybe. Now I'm the one saying, man, we got to fucking do it. These boys always wanted to play live. I was the one that was, full transparency. I was the one.
But you've got no schedule.
Wow.
Huh?
You've got no real schedule.
I'm a shift worker at the end of the day, so, there's that whole lifestyle side of things. If we play at shows, then it's a good chance I'm going to have to try and, rejig my roster, which is going to screw someone else over at work to accommodate or book leave and everything like that. So I think if we go live, like, I want to do it, but we're not going to be like saturating like we would have done with bands back in our day, where
No, you're playing every second week.
every second week kind of thing, man. Like,
Not
I think even every second month would be like more than enough for what we're trying to do.
Yeah, well, that's
Really?
essentially what when I'm going to bring up Shinto again, when they came back and they got back into it, they were they're real selective with their shows now, and they're like us, they're all our age, and they got their own lives and businesses and shit like that. So it's just like when they play a show, they got pickings and they play good ones. But if you guys are ever interested in getting back into a show, I've got somewhere where you can cut your teeth. Get back into it, just a sneaky one. Yes, Scotty.
Mark's available to jump on if we'll let him.
Oh, is he? Right now?
Yeah.
Give him a link.
Give him the link.
Alright.
Give him the link.
Oh my.
The world's nicest guy.
Jesus.
Yeah, it'd be nice to Mark. He puts up with us.
Jeez.
Be nice.
So what happened
Us
tonight?
paying him for his time is not enough for putting up with us. Let's put it that way.
Jeez. Wow. I did not expect this. This is what I'm talking about. See, anything can happen on Beer Buddy. Anything. We get
So Mark and I used to,
back from Russia.
Drink.
Mark and I used to live together, so we
I'm gonna go have
he
a
has a
slash.
very high tolerance for my bullshit.
Very
Yeah, he's put up with you living with him, and that's one ADHD kid, and he's got to put up with like 4 of us in a room when he deals with us. So
So there
I
was
would
a
love to. I would love to
period-
see it. If you ever want someone to do like video for it, just give us a yell. I'll come down and just sit there and watch us. I'll be like.
I don't think
I'll
you
be-
could post any of it. The shit that comes out of our mouths.
Nah, it's all right. I'll just be like that. I'll mute a lot of it. I'll
No, you'll probably mute all of it.
I'll just be like David Attenborough, this one. And here we have another metalcore band, Small Gods, in the typical environment of a recording studio. Look at them flourish.
I mean, let's put it. You'll probably be more like, and the common nerd.
You know what? That's a funny thing, though. And it cracks my shit up. You look at any metalhead and you actually talk to them like they look like these big scary guys covered in tattoos, long hair, all this shit. You know what I mean? And you actually go and talk to them. It's like, yeah, we're all just big fucking nerds. That's all we are. A lot of us
Yeah.
like anime and cartoons and Warlocks and Warhammer and Magic the Gathering and shit like that and video games, and we're just big fucking nerds.
Yeah.
I feel like all this behind me is a giveaway. You know, I'm worshipping Cyberpunk 2077 at the moment.
Did you get the new? Did you get the new update? How was it?
Yes. I actually finished at the start of this week. Finally, it was unreal. The ending of that game, no matter which way you go, still jerks a little bit of a tear, doesn't it?
I actually haven't gotten through it. I don't have time. I don't have time.
It depends on how many. Depends entirely on how many times you give yourself like the transcranial lead implant.
And not just that. Half the time I do end up playing it, I'm a bit wasted, and I end up like I start a main mission to get the story going, and then the ADD kicks in. I'm just like, side mission.
You are with the right people right now.
Yeah.
I finished the DLC before I finished the main game.
Because we have a few people that are likely, both diagnosed and likely neurodivergent.
You diagnosed.
I'm fine.
I say this to so many people. If you grabbed every single one of my friends and gave us all one of them tests that they give kids now, half of us, we're done for.
Oh no, there's published research. It's probably more than half.
Yeah.
And his hand up.
Okay, yeah, Scotty.
Yes, Ross.
Joe is joining,
Oh no.
and Mark is joining shortly.
Oh wow. Shit, this is all
So you're
happening.
welcome.
Wow, thank you so much.
It's a whole damn shit face, buddy.
I'm gonna have to change the thing to this. I'm gonna have to change the title. Small
What do
Gods
we
and
have?
Small Gods and Inertia.
3 bands? Joe's at a different band, isn't he?
Joe,
Wait,
he's a really good solo artist, I would say, more than anything.
let's go. Let's shoot the shit and talk some music, man. Let's go.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, good idea. We should talk about that here.
Yeah, he's clicked join, so someone let him in.
Oh, I think he can just join, can't he? Just shoot him the link, and he should just be able to hop straight into my general chat.
No idea how to join the call. I don't use Discord.
Oh, that'd be why.
When he gets in there.
What kind of nerd is he?
That doesn't use Discord. Please.
Well, Scotty before he met us.
Sorry.
We're talking Joe, we're talking a nerd with kids, so like
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's true. To be fair, I didn't find Discord until I was in my mid-30s, and I was like, "This is a
I
thing."
don't use Discord on these nerds.
Yeah, TeamSpeak. What? It's not TeamSpeak anymore?
Oh man, what have you guys been listening to lately? Do tell. I've been like, well, I'll tell you, full transparency. I've been simmering on a lot of Dance Gavin Dance lately. Since I saw that tour came out, I didn't get to go because I'm a dad and I've got a fucking Christmas and shit. But yeah, mate, they're gonna get some good presents. That's all I know. But Dance Gavin Dance. I've been really getting into this this Aussie band Slide Withers. They're like an Aussie punk rock band. They're fucking awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Just been trying to. Obviously, my kid. Well, obviously, yeah. No, my kids listen to a lot of fucking baby metal and shit as well. So yeah, like there's just been a lot of that going on. But what have you guys been listening to lately?
I've been absolutely playing the living shit out of Don Broco. Not yet. I don't think a lot of people expect to listen to this is not as heavy, but man, like that band is just oozing with talent. Yeah, they're fucking unreal. And then this week I've been absolutely thrashing the shit out of the new Spirit Box EP.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Eric's very finger on the pulse on this stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the old man here.
It's been a couple. Let's see. The only I smashed Polaris' new album for a bit, but I went to their show. Very exciting for me. Hadn't seen it. It was good. I only just a couple of months ago really I finally got onto Sleep Token's new album. I know, like several months after the tour and everything. So I smashed the shit out of that. But lately, I've actually just been listening to no music, just the Hamish and Andy podcast. To be honest.
Man, no, I get that. I get that from a lot of musicians where they just like to sometimes switch off because you're surrounded by noise all the time.
Yeah, but so I take a while to get to things, but yeah, I feel like the last like year or so, I've actually finally proper discovered modern metalcore.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the journey, man. All that matters is the destination. Who cares how you get there, just as long as you get there. Oh shit, it's happening.
And
No worries. Oh, Mark.
Mark, how you going, bud?
Hey, Mark.
He's muted himself. He'll be on in a second.
I don't blame him.
Hello, I'm figuring out how Discord works.
Man, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on. Hey, I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course, no worries. Yeah, no, I figured I'd just give a little bit of time. I'm currently watching X-Files with the girlfriend, but I thought I'd jump on just for a little bit and
Thank you.
have a quick chat.
Thank you. How was recording with this pile of mess?
Oh yeah, an absolute nightmare. No, it's always a fun time with these guys. So no, it's been good.
That's a great setup. It looks like you got in the background. You're in the studio at the moment.
Oh yeah, no, thanks, man. Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Some
what, this
computer
whole thing?
stuff.
Yeah, he lets us in his house.
Yeah, yeah. I'd grab them by their ankles and shake them afterwards.
No, it's not that he's got to worry about. It's just breaking shit.
On
Oh,
the ceiling.
what's this button do? What's this button do? What's this button do? Ooh, let's twist.
That's more like, ooh, a whammy pedal.
Yeah.
Well, man,
Yeah,
I've got to
what-
say, you
what have
done
you
some
guys been
really,
talking about?
really well. I was talking about the quality of the production. We did the Raph and myself did the reaction video for the song and the video, and we just couldn't express how much we loved the production value.
Oh, nice.
It
Thank
was
you,
just,
man. Yeah.
it was fantastic. All the little nuances, just the little bits and pieces, the ear candy as we call it, that gives it that re-listenability, and just your general work with obviously Inertia and stuff like this. Just fucking wow.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, thanks, man. Yeah. Obviously taking a lot of direction from the guys as well. So I definitely can't take all the credit there.
Yeah, so they actually do know what they're doing to some degree.
He can
Oh,
take
yeah,
all the
of course.
credit.
No, yeah. Like obviously the artist has the intention and the initial idea. I'm more just kind of facilitating what they want to do. So yeah.
Wow, man. And just out of curiosity, what season of the X-Files are you up to?
I think it's season 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. And we
No,
have Joe. How you going, man?
Finally worked it out. Fuck me.
It's another
What is
traumatized man.
on your
It is.
face?
All happening.
I'm channeling my Eric circa 3 months ago.
What about that? Oh my god.
You've grown to when I was capable of growing 3 months ago. I couldn't even.
No, keep letting him have it. Just keep letting him have it. Fuck it.
It's hard being a front man, isn't it, Eric?
Yeah, it is. The March changes all my vocal patterns on the day recording.
Oh,
I mean, if you believe it, he got this much shit from us before he was a front man.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I believe it. But you got to be a trooper.
So,
I'm an easy target.
What was that?
I'm an easy target.
Oh, well, you're so pretty.
that's not what I heard then. I swear I heard a different word there.
Well, what did you think you heard?
It rhymes with that. I'm not gonna say it, I'll get in trouble.
He's gonna hurt himself thinking.
So I heard Inertia are playing with Singe on the 29th of December.
Yes.
Yes,
You heard right.
I'll be there.
Oh, awesome.
I'll
Hell
be
yeah.
there. I'll be there.
I'll catch you there, yeah.
Wait.
Wind Waker headline.
Yeah, nice. That's going to be a cracking show if you're down in Sydney on that weekend of the 29th, just before New Year's. Make sure you get down there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Are you guys, I don't know if this has already been on the topic of discussion, but are you guys playing shows or planning to play shows
Well,
in
Eric
the
decided
near
that we
future?
would, so I guess we are now.
Yeah, Eric decided it's acceptable that we think about it.
Yeah.
We've just got to invest too much money.
I say about time. It would be a waste for you, Eric, to not get out there now after doing all the work that you've done. Because you were an amazing guitarist, so you probably still are an amazing guitarist. But when I hear your vocals, it's like that's it's unreal. It'd be a waste for you not to get up there and cut your teeth, man.
Yeah, I think even just once would be good to do.
I want to see him do both.
The biggest holdback for us right now is just we don't have enough tracks in the state, polished enough to bring to the live sort of front yet. We just need to spend a bit more time knuckling down and getting a few more tracks ready before we can play live.
And I think that's been a lot of our topic of discussion in the last couple of months has been like, let's nail down these tracks. Let's, get them both ready for recording and live shows. Start moving towards, let's not do one track at a time. Let's lock in marquee for 2 tracks at least each time and knock 2 out at a time and, get them polished. So,
Man.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Eric's foot to grow back, so that's the other thing.
there is that.
He needs the meat mechanics. Go ahead.
You didn't lose it from that diabetes, did you?
What was that?
You didn't lose your foot from that diabetes, did you? The diabetes. Who did I hit last night? Just black out.
Yeah. We need to lock in something with Mark soon. It just it keeps getting pushed back for stupid reasons. So we can settle it.
Yeah, we're scheduling. Listen, we're here now. Let's schedule. Let's do it.
Open your books, Mark.
Yeah, I'll open the calendar right now.
Oh, dude.
I don't have to be there. I haven't been there the other times.
I do have to ask Mark though. How long have you been doing the recording game for? And just doing this because man, I tell you, I'm going to assume you're a lot younger than me, and you're very good.
Probably not. But no, to answer your question, I've had an interest in it for a very long time, like more than 10 years, I would say. Taking it more seriously over the past couple of years, like it's been, essentially my full-time gig for the past 3 or 4 years, I want to say now.
That's awesome.
No, definitely enjoying it. Like, obviously it comes with its own stresses and problems to solve, but, I can't complain too much. I'm working on music every day, so been my full-time gig for the past few years. Yeah.
And do you find, now that I've got you here, do you actually find that recording other bands transfers into your process with Inertia and stuff like that?
It does help me, wear that hat with Inertia stuff, if that makes sense. So, there's obviously the process of writing the music, but then you have to also make decisions as a producer, and there's a whole other process along with that. So it does help me kind of change my mindset when the time comes with Inertia stuff. So, once I'm kind of done with the writing along with the others, I'll then be, taking a look at it from a slightly different lens and be like, what songs work with what songs, and what changes need to be made, and what do we need to do to continue the process going into mixing, etc. So in that sense it does. I guess it does. Yeah,
that's good. That's good, man. Like, and then you just got to save all the good ones and keep all the really good ideas for your band, and then just be like, you shouldn't do that. I'm gonna save that one for later.
Don't worry about that chorus.
No. I'll bag that. Oh, dude, seriously, you're an absolutely amazing producer. What you're doing for the community, because we've actually had a couple of people. I cannot remember these bands' names because I'm a stoner alcoholic. But regardless, your name comes up a lot, and a lot of people in the community very much enjoy working with you, and you bring a lot to the table as in the community as well.
Oh, that's good to hear. No, thanks for that.
No, you're
yeah.
well respected.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, that's right.
like I
Don't
was saying
upset your
before.
producer.
Yeah, like I was saying before, it kind of comes from the bands as well. So obviously the drive has to come from there. So it's always a team effort. So yeah, can't really do it without the starting point there as well.
And that was a good interview. I saw you guys on the local band. I saw a couple of the boys on the local band Smoke Out America one. That was pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
I caught that
right.
episode.
Yeah. I think we did one of those for the Memoria EP, or maybe even before that. I can't remember. Yeah, it was a little while ago.
I was doing a little deep dive on yous. I was bored.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, let's see what they got. I'm going to get them on Beer Buddy. Now I have you here. It's awesome.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
obviously, thank you, Small Gods, for hooking that up, Scotty. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And
Is
Joe,
Local
definitely,
Band Smoke Out, is that oh, sorry. Is Local Band Smoke Out the dude that like rips billies, listens to a song, doesn't say
Yeah,
a whole lot, and he's like doing that whole thing
Yeah,
at the end
the-
of the song?
so,
Yeah, that's an 8.75 out of 10.
yeah, man. So there's two renditions of it. So you got the Local Man Smoke Out, the Canadian version, and they've actually brought out an Australian version now, which is the one that I put you guys on.
So yeah, so
Yeah, so the local band Smoke Out Australia is one where basically it's run by Luke from Void Matter in Queensland, and CJ, the drummer from Chaosis, helps out with that as well. And they're obviously in full affiliation with the Canadian one. And what you can actually do is, and I suggest any Australian band does this, like anyone from Australia can actually do this, when they are back into it, and I think they are back into it early next year, you can drop any one of your video clips or your visuals on to the stream for that Sunday, and they will sit there and they will watch every single submission, and then they drop it to a poll at the end, and it's a full thing. It's really good. They run live on Twitch. It's a fucking fun time.
yeah, we jumped on when we went on there. We had a good time. But also, we got to see like some other band from like Ukraine, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, they do international stuff. So the metal community, like I said before, you know, like just metal in general seems to be coming really back in a big way in Sydney at the moment. People are really itching for live shows. The young people are really turning up now. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I sound like an old bastard, but when I do go to shows now, genuinely, mate, you're all out there having a fucking mad time, and it's also respectable, and you know, it's just it's good to see that the scene's come back in such a big way. And you all look so comfortable. I love it. I love the dress sense. The fashion is back. I love it.
Yeah, all ages shows are coming back as well, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's what the one that I'm a part of at in Camden. That's an all ages event, and yeah, I'm taking my kids down on the 15th for that one, 15th of December at the Ram It Down Fest. So yeah, the Beer Buddies spawn run around with big headphones on and just tear us around the bands until about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Even the bigger shows, like I went to when I went to Polaris and they had all the other they had August Burns, Red Polaris, all that, and there were, I'm pretty sure it was underage because I saw kids from work there, so I assumed it was underage. So it was, yeah, like it's good to see young people really come, because that was when I was growing up. Like one of my fondest memories, I went to like Cromer Community Centre and watched Parkway Drive on their Horizons tour, and it was just like to like, you know, a few hundred people. And that kind of thing, like that's, I don't know, in my level of shows in my head, that's one of my key memories from being like 16.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a whole another like generation come through too, because I went to see Electric Callboy the other day, and there were so many people that bring their kids, like, and the kids would have been anywhere from the age of 3 upwards. Like, we're talking about young kids, like, you know. I never thought I'd see the day where suddenly like metalcore concerts became a family affair, but here we are. And I'm here for it, man.
Man, I'll tell you. Well, look, and this is where the game has fully changed now. We got cool fucking parents now. Metalheads have had fucking kids, and these we're the ones that, yeah, we grew up with like Metallica and shit like that. Yeah, look, don't get me wrong, full love to the thrash scene, all that cool stuff. But man, new metal, for me, spawned a whole. New metal's the reason why we have metalcore. New metal's the reason why we have so many different types of music now in the metal scene. Otherwise, we just have thrash and black metal and that quick stuff with realistically no fucking groove. And this is the difference, man. I love my music with a shit ton of groove, a shit ton of flavour. Like, I want it boppy, I want it bouncy, I want to be able to move. If people don't want to mosh, I want to see people dancing, I want to see people having a fucking good time. And I think new metal really set the path for a lot, like for metalcore in general, and because they put DJs and techno and stuff like that in their music, and now it's just become, it's like a stock standard now, and that's the best part about it. It's like, if you don't have effects in your songs, what are you doing? Like, you got to move with it. You got to try to appeal to everyone. And now parents at like Electric Callboy, look, they went gangbusters, man. They're going gangbusters. You look at Baby Metal, it's a niche thing, but fuck, they go gangbusters. They're selling out stadiums and shit. It's all a bit, and the big thing is they didn't, to some degree, looks like they reinvented the wheel. No, they just made their music more fun than everyone else. They gave themselves a niche to stand out. And
I like what you said there. The word fun there really rang to me. They made it fun.
yeah.
I think we're well and truly beyond those days where once upon a time any heavy music was like, you know, it's all about devil worshipping and all antisocial kind of associations, and you know,
But it still can be.
I mean, it can be, yeah. And I think at its roots it is, and still there's a lot of like, you know, anarchist kind of things and lyrics and everything like that. But the overall vibe of it, of the community sense and everything like that, is become so normalized now, and I think that's great. You know, it's no longer a style that exists on the fringes. It's so much more accessible than it's ever been.
I think it's always just come down to standing up for the little guy. A lot of punk, metal, all that. And I think it still is. They've still got those themes happening, but yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it comes with the territory. Everyone knows we fucking hate the system. Everyone knows it. You know what I mean? Like, do we need to keep on going on about it anymore? It's like, oh, if you don't know, then like, what have you been like? Just go back and listen to those guys from like 20 years ago. They will catch you up to where we are now. Go back to that, and then you come back here.
And also, most of us who then hated the system, I mean, still hate it. Most of us work for it now.
Yeah.
Look, it's one of those things. You either play the game or you get left behind. We said fuck the system, but then we hit 30, and then we realised that, hey, we have to either be in the system, otherwise we can't play to the system. Because that's the thing. The worst part about it is, in order to be able to have a band commute far enough to say fuck the system, you need to work in the system. It's just it's like reverse osmosis or some shit. I don't know.
I kind of like last week. We need to do a song that's really much, you know, along the lines of "fuck the man," so we can go play shows saying "fuck the man" during the night. Then the next day we'll go to work and be the man.
Yes, that's yeah.
And we're both pretty much the man that people want to
No, I fully understand what you're saying there, but look, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, but it's gone past the point of we're done complaining about government. Let's talk about real stuff. And one thing I appreciate and I love so much about heavy metal, as much as it is still a boys' club, which sort of does need to change in a big way, and it is coming in with like bands like Ginger and, you know, Baby Metal, and women in metal are really becoming a big thing.
Yeah.
It's going to sound a bit sappy what I'm going to say here, I don't know, but the big thing is now is that we're talking about feelings amongst the men's group, and we all know we're more comfortable around each other saying that we're not okay in our community. Like in that heavy metal community, and that's a big thing, man. You know, it's gone past that whole thing of just going, fuck it all, it's like, okay, why are we saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's moved in big steps.
Death and poo is funny in the death metal world, but it only goes so far.
Yeah, look, man. You know what? You know where I'm at with death metal. It's like, okay, we get it. We're all gonna die. We fucking know. Shut up. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
like, we know.
that's why they
come
brought
on.
the poo jokes in. Like,
Yeah, it's like we know. We get it. One of us are going up. One of us are going down. We get it.
Wait, is this the lyrics or just listening to it?
In general. Oh, but that's it. But you know, like we take the piss and yeah. But that's the fun part about it. There's so, and that's the other thing though. There's like the subgenre thing. Just metal's metal. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
Wait, so Dan, I've got a question for you because you're like the expert on all all the subgenres with death metal. So
Jesus Christ,
with
no.
mellow death, as I've heard you call it, does that mean you're going to die melodically?
I'm pretty sure that just means you're Swedish.
Oh.
All melody is pretty much 2008 metalcore, but Swedish.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just early metalcore without without the fringe.
Oh wow. So was it one step before emo?
No, you got guys like Per Nilsson, so
That's in between, I think.
Oh, Joe.
What's going on, man?
What's cracking, man?
Oh, no,
I'm just chilling.
Yeah. Let's have that right for a second. Oh. So you're the guy that recorded the video?
I am indeed.
Okay, so take us a bit through this backstory of as they describe it, as the story goes, the train wreck that was the day.
It was a big day. It was a stressful day, but there's no such thing as a music video without a little bit of stress. Like, I just haven't heard of a single video that just runs smoothly from start to finish. Like, even if you get it all done, it's like either a mad rush or something goes along the way. Just nothing runs as planned all the time. So, you always kind of go into it with a bit of that on the back of your mind with,
What's going to happen
something
today?
might go wrong, we'll see what happens. And I knew the night before the guy that we sorted the original location with, who shall remain nameless for, legal purposes.
Okay. I like that.
We hooked it up with him, and I just said beforehand, guys, just make sure that, if there's a smoke alarm, it's either disabled, like we can disable it, or that there isn't one at all, or like, yeah, no dramas. I think Scotty asked him like twice in the lead up, and the night before I was like, so we're all good, and he's like, yeah, all good, should be fine. That's what he said. Not all good. He said should be fine.
Oh, famous last words.
Yeah, I had everything set up.
That's
said this to
like
me. I was like, Are you sure?
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
when someone at work looks at me and goes, "Yeah, she'd be right," and I'll just look at him and go,
Exactly. Like, narrator voice. She was not all right.
It was at that
moment.
moment he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
So I'd set everything up, and like the smoke machine at this point was only going for like a couple of minutes. Nothing like really intrusive. The room was barely filled up, and then all of a sudden this alarm just starts blaring in the whole area. Like not just a little beep beep. It's like a whoop whoop. I'm like, well, fuck, here we go. So the guys rock up and they're like, why is it being set off? We thought it wasn't a smoke alarm. And they were looking at it and they're like, I don't think it is. It looks like a thermal alarm. So the thing that actually set it off was the light that we were working with was so hot and too close to the alarm, and that's what kicked it.
Oh,
So we're like freaking out over this smoke alarm the whole time, but the smoke wasn't even the actual issue. So that was good. But yeah, the scramble amongst, all of us to pack everything back down after spending a couple hours setting it up, find a new location, which we did in 15 minutes, and travel there and still get it finished by the time we probably would have wrapped up, maybe an hour later. Insane. So, like, as wild as those stories are when you're like, something always goes wrong, you always come out the other side of it with, like, but we got there and...
Well, the video came out and it's a fucking banger. Like, it's a great video.
Yeah, everyone's pretty happy with the end result. I probably could have killed Scotty some nights, but for the most part, it was good.
Just out of curiosity, how long does it take you to edit one of those videos?
for like if it's just the performance components, it's quite sort of you get into a rhythm, and if you spend a day on it, it's done. And that's like
had the
between
offline
testing the
cut
footage
to us
and
today.
what's that?
You had the offline cut to us. So we filmed on the Saturday. You had the offline cut to us on the Sunday night.
Yeah.
Oh, you just
So-
hit the zone. You
You get it done well. Like when I think it's like with a lot of things, like even like with audio sessions, if you're working and you're marking takes, you remember to go back to certain takes. Like even if you got your hero take, you're like, yeah, but I remember that third take. He also did this thing. Like you're kind of doing shit in your head. So it's always good off the back of a session of any kind that you continue with it while you're still in the zone. So like when it comes to me doing photos, video, whatever it is, I'm kind of remembering the stuff in my mind and then just keeping the sort of flow going and getting it back. It's more the visual effects side of things that take a little while longer. And I really had to beg Scotty to allow me to put visual effects in because I really didn't want to do it. He didn't really want to do it, but yeah.
No, it was so bad. I thought it was hilarious to do like that group chat where I was
visual
like,
effects
do more,
are
do more. And
yeah, like that opening cut is probably like yeah.
Well,
I wasn't
that
there, but it
opening,
can. It was
yeah.
either like it had to go all the way or it had to come back.
Joey's taking the piss here because I was the one saying do more, do more, do more. There's a whole bunch of meme videos that are about to come out of what the group chat with me, Eric, and Joe was. Because I know Dan was a little concerned for a while, being like, how far are we going with this? Because I was just like, whatever it is, do more.
That was pretty much, yeah. That was the process. And it was a lot of Scotty going there and me being like, maybe that might look a little bit naff. And he's like, cool, I'll listen. But what if we also do this? So there was a lot of back and forth there. I think that was probably where the time of the making of the clip went to, just the finessing.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think we got a pretty tasteful medium by the end of it.
Yeah, it matches the song very well. How hard was it working with Eric?
Oh, Eric was easy, man. He rocked up at 6 p.m. ready to go. Straight after work, still in his kit, and we were like, mate, we're gonna have to change. He didn't remember his mic or mic stand, but luckily enough, we were at a rehearsal studio, so it all just came in clutch at the end of the day. So can't complain there.
You can't blame brilliance, my friend.
Exactly, we can't.
No, you could just have a guitarist who has a mic and a mic stand anyway.
Yeah, he had a lot of responsibility. He had to remember one thing.
He really did, and
A
he's
slightly heavy pencil case.
This goes back to that earlier thing about this band being pretty much all neurodivergent, so...
Not me. Not me.
Mate, you claim that.
warn me.
Neurotypical,
me.
right? Yeah.
Everyone
Not
else,
gonna
not me.
I'll play that card regardless.
But,
So what?
yeah.
So it's like if you have, what do they say? If they say 1 in 3 people are neurodivergent. So if your friends are all right, it's pretty much you.
I feel like 4 of those 1 in 3 people found themselves in a band somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, statistics is
Great, great.
9 out of 10 statistics are made up. 75% of the time.
You know, there's 3 kinds of people in this world. Those who can count and those who can't. I'll sue myself.
You may go.
On that note, I'm gonna make my exit.
Go, mate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna try and get in contact with you to get you on To Do Talk Music, on the little bit more professional one.
Hey,
Yeah,
we'll keep it chill. No, thanks, man.
No, I really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the work you're doing, and yeah, keep up the good work with everything that you're doing, man.
Oh, when are you
Yeah,
free
yeah.
for it? You're free for it.
Yeah, no, glad you're enjoying the Small God stuff. See you all. Thanks for having me on board.
Yep. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Alright.
See you on the 29th.
Thank you, Ahai.
That was cool, man. That was cool. Thank you so much for making that happen. I really do appreciate it. I hope he enjoys his X-Files.
We want to
Season
bounce
6.
as well, guys.
Man,
I've got a big offline ahead of me.
Oh, we didn't even get to the video.
We did. We absolutely did.
We haven't even we're gonna watch it.
No, we watched it.
You already watched it. It's like one of the first things you
We
did,
did.
bro.
Yeah, when there was like,
ADHD kid, right there.
He's joining up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you watched it a million times. Yeah.
yeah, no, we watched it. We watched it. We watched it when there were a bunch more people in the stream.
Very aware of what it looks like. That
We even talked about you trying to burn his graphics card down.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, right.
What?
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't.
No idea.
Yeah, it's just getting
You guys,
No,
you
you're
guys,
just like the rest of us and don't remember anything.
I can, yeah, you guys are menaces. I can only imagine how many problems everyone has with you lot. Take it easy, mate. I really appreciate you coming on. I look forward to seeing the more work you do with these guys, and good luck.
Cheers, man.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Nice chatting. Thanks, boys.
There you go.
That was cool, man. Thank you guys so much for that. That was awesome. See, anything can happen on Beer Buddy. You never know.
After that, these guys probably like, man, I'm not working with these guys anymore. They drag me onto this whack ass shit.
Well, I was saying, you're saying like, I'm sure you're just not into work. I'm thinking, well, no one hates us more than we hate ourselves. So
Yeah, well, there's got to be a certain self. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, there's got to be a certain point of self-loathing. If you're playing fucking heavy metal in a country with 24 million people so spread out, you definitely hate yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so suckers for punishment. Come on, we all hate ourselves. That's why we do what we do.
I don't think I was ready for it to get that real.
Sorry, man. Sorry. Like, at the end of the day, this is. I say it all the time. We're so, like metalheads. If you want to find a group, and here's where I'm going to bring it back. All right, get real, but I'm going to bring it back.
It's a wild.
If you want to find a group of musicians that have a passion for music more than anyone else on the planet, you look to Australian metalheads because of that reason.
Yeah.
We are in such a niche, we are in such a small, spread out country. If you want to find a group of musicians that have more passion, drive, and energy for the shit that they do, and are more willing to cut their knees and drag through the glass, it's Australian metalheads, man, because we got the hardest of the hard. It's not like we can do what they do in America and have like 50 bars to play out along the strip and you can go there like 6 nights in a week. Do you know what I mean? We've got limited venues are shutting down left, right and centre, and we keep on coming back and we keep on slogging, and they keep on, like you guys slog. All these bands out there playing shows, they slog and they master their craft and stuff like that. And we don't do it for the money, we do it for the fucking passion of the music. So as much as I do turn around and say we're suckers for punishment, we are the most loyal to our craft. Out of any, like as far as I'm concerned with those Americans, they can go jump. We are the most loyal to our craft in the Western society, because as far as the rest of the world goes in those little niche pockets and stuff like that, if you're a metalhead, I feel very sorry for you. We at least get to appreciate.
yeah, I mean, if you're in Europe to tour another country is no big deal. Just fucking hop on a train. Oh, cool. There in half an hour. All good. Here, like no, we to get anywhere. Even to Japan is like 7 or 8 or 9 hours or something, let alone anywhere else.
Which is kind of the point I was about to make. If you want to find more rabid metalheads than Australians, Japanese people.
Because of the same.
Yeah.
For the same reason, but they're nuts.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, there must be something in that, though, because you look at the bands that we're putting out, and also some of the bands Japan's putting out, man. Like, if I say there's 2 countries, like, and really owning metalcore right now and starting to get, like, a bit of an international reputation of putting out some really cool shit, it's us and Japan.
Oh yeah, man. Did you see?
UK's
Did you see?
Gotta
Crosby?
give it to the UK. Got to.
Oh
Yeah.
man, look, much love to them, but they got so much to play with. They got so many people. They got massive population. You know what I mean?
They get on a plane for an hour and they land in the Netherlands.
Yeah, like it's the big thing here is, and this is what kills me, is that bands don't want to come here because it's such an asshole to get to and it's so expensive.
I mean, a lot do, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot do, but then logistically it's too expensive.
I think we're going to see a bit of democratization with that, with like how small rigs are getting at the moment.
I think
you don't have to drag like a whole fucking half stack anymore. You don't have to drag an amp head.
And that's a big thing. I think a lot of more niche bands need to start coming out. I think, you know, bands like Volumes have done really good work when they've been coming out like really consistently, because they obviously use all the digital racks and they've probably made some really good friends in Australia. They could probably run a back off, you know, borrow gear here and there and sort of just do whatever they do. But they're coming out here, and when they're coming out here, they're putting on 2 or 3, if not 4 Australian bands before them, and then the headline act. So they're a couple of, and especially because the internet's so widespread now, you can find out where your hits are. You can find, okay, Australia, like what country's listening to my stuff. Okay, let's organise a tour there.
Yeah, man, we had Archspire come out, and their whole rig was literally 2 boxes.
Yeah,
like
I want to see.
It was 2 rack boxes.
Yeah, I want to see more bands start playing at smaller venues, like, you know, Crowbar. Just get more venues need to start opening up to play these like little 500 spots.
This is Sydney. We don't have venues here. We turn them into mini golf places.
I know.
But a few years ago, we even had this was more like I guess a prog thing, but we had Intervals come out, and 2 dudes came out from I think Canada, and 2 dudes came from Intervals, and they pretty much just hired Pliny's band to play for them, and so it's not only just the rigs getting smaller and that, and knowing where your hits are, but also even to collaborate with a couple of Australians to get sort of the songs down and that. There's so much digital communication now. It's so easy to transfer music, to send how to play songs, to send tablature, all that sort of thing, and to communicate that they're able to organise actual bands to play with them at the other end.
Well, that's what happened with that new metal mayhem tour. That one that Anders Cole Centerfey came out and did. The original singer from Slipknot. That his whole backline was Australian artists, Australian and New Zealand, I think.
I kind of feel like hiring Simo and Cheggy is cheating.
But you know, it's actually interesting. It's interesting subject to bring up because it is really reflective of how we actually work as a band. Like we only probably do about, I'd say maybe 10% of at best of our writing in a face-to-face environment. Like so much of it now is done online. You know, like we're all working towards getting the same kind of setup on a software side of things for our own, you know, respective home studios. But you know, like what's happening? I think the only face-to-face stuff that really happens would be between Steve and I, because we live really close.
You live close together.
He sort of like, you know, Steve is generally the one that sort of brings that first idea to fruition, and I sort of help him develop that as some of those elements that, you know, he might not be able to do in terms of like synth and things like that. So, you know, like, yes, on an international scale, it's making things like that possible, but the whole like digital revolution, even on this local scale, is largely what makes this band possible, because we're busy people.
Yeah, we might be, if we weren't online, I mean, we'd effectively probably have to be playing with people up our way.
Yeah,
and
that's what used to happen. We didn't have it.
He moved to Grafton, and he went from like playing sort of metalcore sort of stuff to playing like hard rock, because it's what was available up there. That's about 8 years ago now.
Is this the band we don't talk about anymore?
No.
You did kind of go Roboto.
Sure. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of the.
I mean, even like you go back to like the Ultra Method days, right? Like I was the only one of the bands that had any kind of access to recording equipment, you know, to be able to write the song. So if we wanted to demo stuff, like it became a whole thing where I needed people to be available at certain times to come in and demo. Mm-hmm. Whereas now we've all got a recording set up of, you know, a reasonable standard to the point that we don't have to tee up time. You know, these guys can do what they need to do. You know, Steve can write some of his own time. Scotty can go make improvements in his own time. I can add my vocal takes to it in my own time, etc., etc., etc. You know, like I think with our scales, if we didn't have access to that, you know, this largely wouldn't be possible. We would not be as productive as what we are.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you even have
I
a look
mean-
at it with a rapper named what's his name, Connor Price. He started off as an Instagram rapper. He's actually really really good. His little shtick was he'd grab a globe and he'd spin the globe and he'd just stop his finger on the globe and he'd send a beat to someone over there, like a real small artist with not many hits, and try and blow them up and just get them to collab on a song. And he hit up some Australian dude, man, and the Aussie dude, like he had, and this is where I bring in. There's no excuse anymore. If you've got a little bit of cash and a little bit of brains, you can have a record. You can have something to record on. And yeah, this guy sent him back a verse in an hour, and the recording quality was good enough where he could put it on a proper track. And he released a track.
What's a halfway decent audio interface? Like $100 now?
Yeah. At the end of the day, if you want to do music, and you guys have hit the nail on the head right there, you know, like and one thing that I like what Eric said is that you're trying to get some sort of a recording setup that is all on par with one another.
Oh man, like
So
we've
there's
kind of
balance.
nerded out a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. There's at least a quality level that you all need to sort of sit at if you're going to record in your own spaces.
I might let Scotty talk to that a bit, because Scotty kind of led that a bit with us in terms of like he sort of set us up with that. So
He got us off 3 DAWs onto 1.
Yeah, everyone was using different doors, and I'm just like, okay, how are we actually going to communicate effectively in terms of, look, we can all send like stems and MIDI and all that to each other. That's pretty universal across every DAW. But the things that caused problems were like,
Matting.
I don't know if you record on your own or anything, but like you can do things in DAWs like embedding tempos and like putting the section changes into the stems that you're bouncing out. If you can actually just get everyone using the same program, it just narrows all that down. It takes a couple of steps out of it. And I set everyone up with one session where it's like, okay, we'll see how this goes. Let's import everything into that we've got going into one session. We've got one guitar tone, one bass tone, one lead guitar tone. Everything was a lot more universal, and it streamlined everything. And we had a way better sense of what we were working with instead of all these demos at different states.
It's the best way to do it, because then it just becomes a drag and drop thing because you're using the same sort of programs, doesn't it? Which is probably the best way to do. I don't know why Raph hates on your headless guitar so much, Dan.
I'm just fiddling. At this point, I'm just
I
like,
love them. They're like, what is that?
it is a Strandberg Bowden OS8. They
Oh.
don't make them anymore.
Oh, really? Of course they don't. So you got a one of a kind.
No, they make a different model now out of a
okay.
different factory.
All right. Solid. That's the one you did. That's the one you used in the video.
That's the only 8-string I own.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Don't need another one, do you?
Not until we start playing live, because like you can't change a string on this thing without tools.
Oh, fair enough. I guess that's probably what Raph hates on him so much.
No, he hates on them because I handed him this thing and he went, nah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Eric and I were gonna do a horn cover thing with Dan,
yeah. Well, I mean,
and I handed him this thing and he's like, nah, because the neck isn't curved, like it's not round on the back. It's kind of like a trapezoidal.
Okay. I can honestly say I've never picked one up.
I handed it to him and he just went, nah. It's too weird.
Fair enough. Fair fucking bass players.
I mean, I kind of started off as a bass player, but the Farm Fresh sitting next to Eric kind of stopped that being a thing.
Yeah, I kind of went, hey, I've written some songs. You sort of
You own a guitar?
enjoy.
No, but that's good. Everyone's working, man, and that's got to be the big thing, especially in this day and age. If you can't, you obviously want to play music together, and you and look, this is the thing. No excuse. We've got big boy money now. You know what I mean? Like this is every don't worry about the music stuff. It'll just be a phase. No, we got adult money, and we fucking blew it all on music here.
I didn't have a
Not a
chance. My old
phase.
man's a musician. I was done. Like I was
You were
fucked
done
from word go.
Yeah, that's pretty much my kids. My kids are gonna get that what's it called? The gear acquisition syndrome.
Yeah,
I
start
haven't even
showing.
looked at it yet.
Ooh,
You
what
have
got?
looked at it. You sent us a photo of it. You dirty gear nerd.
What'd
I
you
know it's
get?
just sitting there in the box.
What'd you get?
I'm just like, it's
He got himself a camper modeling for.
Oh
thing.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
and I'm just
see?
like,
Cheaper than it should have actually been.
Oh, good.
I literally
Yeah.
record shit. Don't know what the gear is.
No, see, there's always that guy too, and I'm not meaning that in a disrespectful way at all.
He
There's just
says
that- there's
whenever he
that-
picks up my age string, I can't get it back off him.
Yeah, he's just that guy that can just go, oh yeah, sounds really good. Here you go. I don't know. I just hit the record button and I play.
No one ever said it's any good.
Well, I think it's good.
Yeah.
At the end of the look, hey, at the end of the day, fuck those guys. They don't have to like it.
To be fair, we're those guys.
Yeah, I know. You're sitting right there. At the end of the day, they just got to like it enough to go, yeah, we'll turn that into a song. We have to like it. Consumer, we have to like it. Don't worry about those guys.
Thanks, Scotty.
you're welcome. Yeah.
Scotty, you make us tolerable.
You, go,
The thing
you
is,
guys
it's like
need
if you don't
you guys need to do it behind
like
the
I
scenes.
kind of think that it's like if you don't enjoy listening to the pre-pro, there's a lot of psychology that goes into this because it's very easy to fall into demoitis. You get used to something, you get very comfortable with listening to something. There's that part of your brain that's chasing that familiarity. It's like it's called demoitis. You get so used to hearing a version of the thing, especially in an early phase. And for me, I'm just like, I'm not happy with the song until there's that part of my ear that goes like, if a song is playing through and something jumps out at me as being like the slightest bit weird or like doesn't feel like it fits, I'm like, nah, that has to get addressed. A song has to play through and feel like a complete, I don't know how, like
A complete ensemble before.
like it has to feel like an experience that when nothing jumps out at you as being like, what was that?
So Steve-O and I are your worst enemy, is what you're saying.
Pardon?
So Steve-O and I are your worst enemy, is what you're saying.
It's not the deal. You don't think I did that thing the other day where I put like Viking drums and a Viking horn into like a section. So
So I'm putting it out there. I put it out publicly now. I stand by that, and I will fight for it. It was
you heard it here
so
first,
good.
Scotty. You heard it here first, Scotty.
So is that what is that what happens? Is that what happens now? You just put little bits and pieces in the song just to fuck with Scotty.
He's got
It's one of those moments. Like it was a newer track that pretty much like when Nick
Gordon
wrote
wrote
it. Yeah,
It's a
like
Nick Gordon
a lot of
record.
Nick Gordon influences. So he was really wanting to go down the path of having those really sort of heavy, gritty, distorted like sub basses and that sort of sound, right? And I sort of like really started going down that line, but then we hit this bridge, right? And I don't know what came across me, but I was just had this thought, like, you know what this needs? This needs fucking Viking drums and shit. And I actually had this VST that I bought ages ago, and I was like really getting into like my Viking stuff, like Danheimer and Harlow and stuff like that. I thought, man, that's fucking unreal. And I actually found this VST that Danheimer had made that had all these Viking drum samples and everything like that. And I'd never been able to use it for anything, and I've had this for like 4 years or something like that now. And funnily enough, like I just started like layering, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm liking where this was going. I I got so far down the rabbit hole, I was like, I need like a throat singing sample. Is there any in here? There wasn't a throat singing sample. So let's fucking dig one myself. So I'm actually like,
Oh, was that?
that was literally me. That was literally me doing the throat singing.
That was,
The fuck out of it.
That means you can open up for the Who.
I'm not sure if anyone picked up while you were doing that. Scotty was like really leaning forward, looking. I think he's going like, "Where is this fucking song? And where is my delete key?"
But you know, that's the sort of stuff that we go through, right? Like, it's not uncommon that I might really get caught down that rabbit hole of like really working on an idea, and by the time you know the rest of the band hears it, we just don't vibe with it. And you know, Razor Grinder, actually bringing this back on topic, Razor Grinder is actually a great example of this, right? So that break and Razor Grinder, the very first iteration that we did. This is back in like when I tried to really sloppily track list everything like that. But I wrote the breakdown. But when I wrote the breakdown, there was actually all this orchestral stuff that was going through it, like about 5 or 6 layers of, you know, stringed instruments.
God, I remember this now.
And I spent probably a good, 2 days or something worth of work on it, like putting layers in, everything like that, trying to get the right notes. And by the time, like, you know, and the first bit of feedback I got from Scotty when he heard it was like, it's too Lord of the Rings. But, you know, like, that's the thing, like, that.
Let's clarify. The man who's covered in Lord of the Rings tattoos said it's too Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Show us, Scotty.
Almost every orchestra.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Tara Barador. That needs to get covered up, and that's meant to be Gandalf versus the Balrog. You can see Sauron. That's Look,
Wow.
I'm covered in it. But like Lord of the Rings metal, if it's not Christopher Lee, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
that's
waiting
fair.
for Scotty to get to all of the death metal I've like snuck into riffs and just go, no.
Yeah.
But look, realistically, certain riffs can work.
If we were a soccer team, Scotty would be the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And we just be the retards trying to score 8 goals.
Yeah, but when you really think about it, and this is like something that's just sort of popped into my brain with you lot. You guys are like getting double produced, obviously through Scotty, who really sort of breaks down that pre-production, gets it ready to send to the studio, and then by the time you guys are walking in there, there's either minimal work or the ideas that can come from having it down in such a way that it's just set you're not wasting time fixing up shit. You can actually spend a bit of time throwing around good fucking ideas.
And occasionally get to the third level too. I occasionally flick, if I only come up with like a riff or two, I occasionally flick it to Dan, who's pretty quick to go like, he'll just be like, either I can work with this or just like, nah.
And you know, I think
Or like the last one, I go, this, and this, but I need this to do it.
I think what works really well in our favour in that approach, especially with like, you know, Scotty being the one who really takes the ideas and builds upon them, right, is Scotty is generally never there for that writing side of stuff that me and Steve might do. So when Scotty hears it for the first time, he always has that first listener perspective. So if he is listening to it as a listener before he's listening to it as a writer, if there's something, you know, and it's like you said, if there's something out there that's like, we thought was cool, but he listens to it the first time and be like, man, you know what, that doesn't fit. Like, that is a great asset to have in a band. It's someone on the inside who can say, like, nah, he listen to it from that first listener perspective.
You have a subjective voice in it before it even reaches it doesn't even become a focal point really, because you have that subjective band member that can just listen to it first and just go, no, we're not going to work on this.
It also helps that he can play all of our instruments better than us, but like that's...
There's always that one. Matt, it is.
Yeah, we had Sam in the band we don't talk about, so yeah.
And I was just about to mention my drummer's name, Matt fucking Seckold.
Why do I know that name?
Yeah, he's he played in Demon Pyre.
Yep, okay.
He was the bass player. He was the drummer for us. He played the bass in Demon Pyre, and he done guitar work. He done session guitar work. So he was and he did what Scotty did and helped us do all our pre-production and recording and shit as well. So yes, you fucking genius drummers are fucking as great as you are. You just talented assholes.
So, for some reason, I thought you had Kyle Barr drumming for you, but he was Tensions, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's drumming. He's still drumming. I actually saw him at Frankie's the night. Discuss played down there. Yeah, I was there the last Halloween night, and I saw Discuss play that night, and yeah, I saw Kyle Barr play as well. I can't remember the band he was playing in, but yeah, he's still going.
He was a great drummer. Like he's probably one of the better.
Dude, him, the drummer from Nazjap. We worked with him, Eric, at the.
Oh crap! No, I've just realised where I know part of Demon Pyre from.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Andrew Lilly.
Okay.
He played with the old man in Lord of Bees band once upon a time.
Okay, there you go. See, the scene ain't that big. See,
This is going back 30 years.
yeah, exactly. The scene ain't that big.
When did he play for them?
Oh.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah, but yeah, like, yeah, it's really good that you have that subjective note to it. I mean, I think you're really adapting to a new style of what a band can be, in a sense where it's not that old school thing where you're all standing in a room together and you're playing together and you all come up with the ideas together. You actually have a bit of space, in a sense, to really let your ideas settle and project into yourself, and have a bit of space to put them all down, especially with the recording stuff and stuff like that now. You have a lot of space to put them down and at least go send them off and get that feedback straight away from everyone. And at least if I guess where I'm talking about the new school thing is that when you send it off, if someone bounces off it, what it can grow into from there. Like what can
Actually, Steve-O knows Andrew too, from a band we used to listen to when we were kids. He played for Days End.
Oh, fuck,
He did
mate.
too. Yeah.
there you go.
Consequently, most of the lead guitar influence is pretty much just me ripping off Days End, so and it doesn't matter.
Aaron, I am not, but I'll try to make it work.
Oh, I love it. I love it. There's no love loss. It's great.
I know Steve-O and I grew up together. We've been ripping on each other like this
it's
forever.
great. It's great.
You got three genuine Days End fans here. Then you got Scotty who's like, who's Days End?
Yeah. I like I always giggle when you say like they all grew up in the same scene together. I come from somewhere completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So I'm
The way I explain it right is while me, Steve and Dan were going to places like Blink, Scotty was going to Hot Dare.
It's a shitty Venn diagram, is what it
okay.
is.
Yeah, see.
I was in the middle of the Venn diagram. I was kind of like, so I was, while Eric and Dan were doing the Pantera thing, I was doing the Pantera thing, but I was also like, I killed the prom queen. So I was kind of like,
What Blink did you go to? What Blink did you guys go to?
Agincourt. The Agincourt Hotel.
You guys are not. Nah, you know we're in a
Yeah, we're that old.
No. I'm talking Hotel X at King's Cross, Blink, where it originally started.
Yeah. No, we went to the Agincourt.
Nah, see, I used to go back in the day to Blink when it was right across the road from the Coke sign in King's Cross, right? And it used to be, and they used to have an upper story. They used to have like a little upper level. You used to walk into the bar, and then they had a snake pit. So you walk down, and they had a DJ set up, and they had the bands playing stuff like that. And this is when what's his name? The singer from Jerk. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name.
Oh, John.
Yeah,
Devoy.
John. Devoy used to like run around there like he was the king, man. He was like everyone loved him, like like Jerk. It was that whole thing, and Then, after that place got bought out, then it moved to the Agincourt. But in between that, back in the day, they actually used to have Club Blink at Parramatta on Thursday nights. And it was at the Albion Hotel. And I used to go to that one as well. So it used to be Thursday night at Club Blink at the Albion. And that used to go off until they shut that place down and then turned it into an R&B hip-hop place. And then, yeah, that ran there for about 3, maybe 4 years.
Was it Nick running the whole time, or did he take over it later?
Who?
Nick.
Wasn't he Venom?
Was he?
Nick
No.
was Venom. Nick Kochi ran
Oh,
Venom.
yeah, Venom, that's right.
That was a later Agincourt.
Yes,
That was,
yes.
Wait, are we talking Nick the curly-haired DJ guy?
No. We're talking about Nick Kochi, who he ran Venom, which
Okay.
replaced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I remember
Venom
the
was playing
changeover.
real jazz and things. He let us play there covering, but that was a much later thing.
Yeah.
Blink was more. I think it lasted about 2010. Blink.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Because who was my buddy Vinnie Mac. Vince Lucifora from what was the band he was in? They used to do sessions at Venom when it was in the middle floor. They used to play there every week for a good couple of years there. I'm so bad with that shit.
And I thought Venom even had that middle floor. Like, that's going back to like my pink Industrial Wars days.
No, Venom had the middle.
Yeah, well, I'll see that just as I was leaving high school.
Yeah, Venom used to have Venom used to have the bands in the middle floor, and then they used to make you walk in through the side door.
Yeah.
And they used to have it up against the main entrance.
Yeah, I saw Black Asylum there.
Oh, Black Asylum.
Oh no. Black Asylum. Oh god.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're going too far down.
Was that what Dorsey was playing for Black Asylum?
Oh, gee, Dorsey, far out.
sorry.
Mate, but this is the thing, and like, but that just goes off the venues. Like, we just spat off how many venues there, even if you're going to go hot damn and stuff like that.
They're all gone.
They're all gone. And you look at Frankie's Pizza's now gone. I know there's a place now in Penrith called Elton Chong's, and that's supposed to be like pretty banging. I haven't checked that out yet. I've been meaning to get out there and go check out Elton Chong's. I don't know why your screen is frozen, Dan, but you're frozen.
I am working that out.
And so there are a couple of places like, and then look, once again we got that new thing out at Camden at the Camden Sports Club that happens once a month. I think there's a show that happens at Campbelltown RSL or something like that once a month now. So they are.
I grew up and it was your local youth centre. Even was hardcore for metalcore shows. That's where you went, and I just
coming back.
They are.
Yeah, there was.
I didn't go to those.
Man,
I still live near the one that I used to go to on the coast. That used to get like, I've seen the Red Shore at Wyong Youth at Oasis Youth Centre at Wyong.
Yeah, Avenue Affliction.
I saw Brightway Drive. I've seen Bleeding Through, Bring Me the Horizon. I've seen all these huge bands, and like, to me, I just go like, for that sort of for that youth group, it was such a positive thing.
Yeah, man. The first time I saw Jerk was at Granville PCYC.
And
when I was 16 or something like that, maybe younger.
I haven't seen it in so long, but I just hope somewhere like they're still doing that, because I mean, for me it was an outlet as a teenager. It was a pretty troubled scene at the time. Like, it was somewhere to be where I felt some kind of, I don't know, acceptance almost.
Yeah, it is, man. It's nice to know, like, but I guess that's where the internet sort of come into it now. Like, I don't know. We used to have those community outreach sort of programs to let you know that you were accepted and you can find your little groups now. Everyone's stuck behind their computers and they found their groups now, and you can get flat earthers validating each other. So, you know, like I'm you know.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
No, but you know what I mean? Like you know, 25, 30 years ago, those people were so spread out. Now, because of the internet, they can all jump into a chat room together and they can form a community all around the world. And it's just like, mate, you people were meant to get bred out. I don't know.
Scotty says he's just had to tap out.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Dan's frozen. Scotty tapped out.
Yeah, my phone died.
No, that's
So
fine.
the OG's left now.
Yeah, yeah, true. We are the OGs. So.
I'm still here. I'm just not video.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so realistically, now with the way the band's going and stuff like that, and you guys are obviously getting a fair bit of attention. Let's bring it back a bit. Is one question I'd like to ask: would there be sort of like maybe because you guys are still sort of finding a bit of ground, you got the perfect foundation, you found ground. Give us maybe a 3-year plan that you guys sort of could think of if you have one involved. If you think that it could go 3 years, or
I have a fun idea. Why don't we all give our own rendition of this? See what comes out. So
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I have a 3-year plan so much as a 3-year vision. Like, I think I'd definitely like to get another 2 singles out at the very least in the first half of next year. Start to, maybe look towards shows towards back half of next year. And I think within 3 years, if we can get to the point where we're maybe getting support slots with a reasonable size Australian band along the lines of maybe like Wind Waker or something like that, I'd be fucking stoked with that, man. Like, they'll be achieving so much more than I'd ever set out to achieve with this. I don't think there's a plan, not so much as a wish list. I think we don't want to lock ourselves into trying to achieve certain things too much because it's a fickle industry. Things can change, opportunities can come, opportunities can go. So I think largely speaking, man, like, I just want to see where it takes us in the 3 years. It'd be great if it blows up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This was never about becoming famous. This was never about, trying to make it a legitimate go of it. This is just 4 fucking guys who've been mates for minimum 10 years to range back to childhood.
It's been a while.
Who've all had that chemistry.
Steve and I have been longer than most of us.
20 years.
Damn it.
Hey man,
Primary school.
The funny thing was when we had Dave Naylor on from Shinto Katana, he pretty much spat that exact same spiel to me. And as soon as he said that to me, I went, you guys are going to fucking blow up again, right?
Oh, they're already, mate. They're already there. By the time they hit the scene, I was like, I was in my elitist metalhead phase, so I had fades out of hardcore. But even they, and I was like, they are.
Go check out their new stuff, man. It's really good.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna. Didn't realize that. So for me, I guess, similar. I think 2 tracks in the first half next year. To me, I would love by the end of next year more than anything. Not that we'd release necessarily an EP, but I'd like to have enough songs that I could say we've pretty much got an EP, like enough songs to gig on that we are proud of. For me, I'm very much in a similar boat. Obviously, I think anyone would be lying to themselves if they said, "Oh, I don't want it to blow up." But ultimately, to me, it's. And when I say this, it doesn't mean I don't believe in it. It does, but music is a hobby. It's something I don't do for remuneration. It's something I do for the love of it.
Yeah.
Something I do because it's a great way to stay connected with very close friends.
100%.
It becomes harder, and I've moved quite far away from a lot of. I've moved, we live a couple of hours from most people we know. So for me, it's a way to stay connected, and it's all about an outlet at the end of the day. The songs I write, although I don't write the lyrics and that, it's all an artistic outlet for me to, I guess, put whatever I'm feeling on the paper. So for me, it's kind of like, yes, I love these things. I love to have more music out, and to me, I've never had a response to songs like this before. So I'm stoked as already. Like,
yeah, it's a long.
I was like, that to me is huge.
Yeah, and this is the thing, man. We all measure success in different ways, and I think the whole concept of metal bands blowing up and becoming one of the most famous fucking things on the planet, that's done with, bro. That's done and dusted. I think now I think as musicians and stuff like that, you need to be thinking, how do I make it sustainable, where I can put all my focus into it. I just want to be able to live,
Yep,
Do
and
you
that's
pay bills.
Yeah.
And do it without selling T-shirts.
yeah. And for living, like kind of go like, you know, we've got our day jobs, we've got, you know, we've got our wives, like girlfriends, wives. You know, we've got a kid on the for Scotty on the way, all that sort of thing. So we've got, you know, we've got that fulfillment for our work life, for our relational life, and this is about like what we want to do to disconnect from not necessarily that stuff, but just what we want to do with our spare time that we still have. And for me, you know, I'm constantly telling them, like, for me, the priority is just making and enjoying music together. So yeah, 4 songs would be nice, and live shows, that's pretty much, you know, I don't have any, I won't quantify it, like, I don't, however many people hear it, if one person hears a song or 10,000 people hear a song, it makes little difference to me.
If I can just add to that as well, like, I'm fucking backlogging some things I want to say to expand on that. Like, yeah, what he was saying, right? Like, you know, with the arbitrary method, right? Like, I kind of regard that and Pink Industrial Halls as the two notable things I had any involvement with. And even though with this band I've done a fraction of what I did with those bands, I feel like I've achieved more with this band in 2 songs than what I did with full EP, full album, and countless live shows with that. And, you know, I think the thing is, I think what, you know, really makes this authentic is the fact that none of us are trying to make this a career. You know, like Steve said, we've got our careers. We've got those jobs that give it purpose. So you take that career aspect out, and suddenly you're doing this for fun. You were writing stuff that is a legitimate and genuine extension of you. It's not trying to be anything else. It's not trying to appeal to anyone. It's just you. And that's what makes, you know, I think what resonates with people is what we're writing is the most genuine form of music we've ever written. It's the most genuine extension of ourselves we have ever been involved in as DJs.
Well, you've taken the pressure out of the situation, because it's like you're not doing this to chase dollars. You're not doing this for fame. You're not doing this for any of the bullshit. It's when you come home and you have time and you feel like doing it and you have something to say and you have something to express. It's genuine. You're not writing it, oh, we have this song down, you need to write lyrics for it. It's like, oh, you might have, like, Stephen might have sent you a riff and be like, okay, here you go, and you listen to it, and all of a sudden it clicks in your head halfway through at work, and you can come home and be like, bang, I'm going to work on that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You got to have a shower even at home, and you go like, I've got it. I fucking know. You get out of the shower, bang, I've got like, shit, I've got to mow the lawn today. Okay, 2 hours.
And it's optional.
Okay, Eric.
Bringing this back on point, like, the new single Razor Grinder is probably the best example of this. Like, the fact that this song was worked on, then it sat on, you know, the back burner for a whole 12 months or more, you know, and it was at the point where everything else was done. It was waiting on me to put something down we're happy with. And it took about 12 to anywhere between 12 to 18 months before I picked it up one day and I was like, hey, I have this idea in my head. And I'm going to say to Steve, if you come over and just run the session for me, we tracked it. And that just, you know, it snowballed. Like, this song that went nowhere for 12 months suddenly got all this momentum because we didn't try and rush it. We didn't be like, we need to get this song done. We just did it when the ideas came. And me sitting on it and coming back and saying, you know, recording when I had something that I was happy with and something that worked, inspired the other guys to build upon that, and became what it is. Like, we already had another track lined up that we were going to record, and at the
gutted that again.
yeah, which we now got it down to 2 songs. But yeah, because, you know, I jumped in and did that at the 11th hour. Suddenly we're like, fuck no, we got to run this one because we've just had this, like, you know, inspiration. And again, it wasn't from us, you know, pushing to try and make it work. It was because we just did it when the time was right, you know, when it worked for us, when we
I have one beg to differ. There was
Ooh.
some trying to make it work, and it was me when Scotty handed us the thing 2 days before we were going to Mark's place. And it's like,
All that was
I have to make this physically possible to play.
Yeah. And also, I'll be fair here. I think we said outlined here, Dan. Let's see if you can get through this. Your answer without referencing us.
Wait, you went on what was that? You went on Roboty there.
So I was going to say, if we've outlined our year for Dan, we should be fair. Let Dan have his say here. I just want to see if he can get through it without referencing farts. That's it.
I think I probably can. I'd just be happy to like not have Steve-O, Scotty, and Eric exceed what I'm technically capable of within the next 12 months.
Yeah, well,
Because like, I've largely been, session guitarist for a reasonable amount of it for the last 2 tracks. It's just been, here's the thing, make it work.
look.
I do-
But realistically, it shows to the caliber of musicians that you guys are at that point. Because it's not like, the only thing I'll say is probably with Eric, you just need to get a lot. Like if you're going to do the live thing, get a couple of shit shows under your belt. Like get a couple of small, little, tiny ones under your belt first. Just because you've never really like done it in that sense before. But you're fucking well experienced. You know what the fuck you're doing. It would be a crime for you guys not to get a set together. In that sense, the only thing I guess that's the problem when you're trying to get into that space of live shows and stuff like that, you rush to get a set together.
Yeah.
So you realistically
we can't rush. The way we've put everything together.
No, don't.
Like
if you rush now.
Oh, there's no rushing. The way we've put everything together, we would need to put a fairly significant monetary investment into a live rig to be able to do it. With the amount of synths and stuff we've got going in the background.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot. And I think that's the difference too. At this age, I mean, you go, well, we're at the age we can be patient with things. And I think the patience is important. Like when you're young, you're in such a hurry to get this shit done. You're so, especially now, we're full of testosterone, we're full of fucking adrenaline, and we're like, yep, we got to,
and alcohol.
We got to be doing it. We got to jump straight to the end. I think with age, and I think honestly, some of it comes with you go, you finish what you're doing in school, you study, whatever you do, and you're out working in the real world, and you realise like, no, we've got to actually take our time to get shit right. Like
well, you don't want to come back to it. You don't want to sit there and regret it. That's the biggest thing. And I find that with a lot of people, like, that's where they sit back and go, oh, I wish I could have done that different. I wish I could have done this different. You guys don't seem to have that issue because of obviously the way Scotty works, his magic and stuff like that.
We've got pushes from all directions
coming
at us.
And look, you obviously apply to the pressure very well because you've been in those high pressure situations with either work or just being long in the tooth as far as fucking band stuff goes. So all this stuff is nothing new. And I think that's, in a sense, I think the newest part about it is working digitally, and you've embraced that so well.
It helps having effectively 2 AV guys in the band.
Yeah, well, look, hey, everyone, look, you look at any band these days, someone can record, someone's a bloody, like, and they take this into their other jobs, you look at Mark, like with what he does with the Nursery, and then he helps out other bands and stuff like that with his production skills. You guys do your IT stuff within your band, and all the other stuff. You have Matt Stoyer from Lycanthrope. He's a graphic design genius. You got Zach from
yeah. So you're aware he did our first
yeah. And then you got
Hi Matt. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Stoyer.
Yeah, you got Zachy boy. He's you got Zach Davey. Like
everyone has worked out, and well, they're artistic in their jobs.
Yeah.
They may as well use it for the band. You know what I mean? And and then when they use it for the band and they go, "Who did your artwork?" It's like, "Well, I did it." Next thing you know, 4 other bands are going, "Can you do mine?"
Yeah.
And yeah, now you guys, man, I'm sure people are going to be asking you left, right, and centre for tips and stuff like that with the way you guys take your processes, and hopefully some younger bands and stuff like that have learned a thing or two that you can actually work with people no matter where they are.
Yeah, first thing I'd ever recommend to everyone is just learn how to communicate. Like, learn how, as a band, you need to communicate and what works for you, because that was, I think overall, that
And
was
still is.
And it's an ongoing. That is the thing with the online. It's a challenge because you're not in the room with each other all the time to have verbal discussions that are like kind of
Yeah, but you can be a lot more. You can be a lot more honest on the end of a keyboard than what you can be in face to face.
No, we're too neurodivergent to get anything across.
I think the issue is tone can't be conveyed. So I just think,
Is he angry or is he happy? I don't understand.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's part of it. So just figuring out how do we communicate and how do we best manage, because everyone's and it's the same way we're consuming music. It's all so everything all at once. Everything's coming all the time, and finding a way to manage that, which we found we use what's called Trello, sort of list everything and that sort of thing. So
There's half a dozen options.
I'd take away that and also being just kind of like probably the biggest challenge we have had in that we work on so many other levels, but then just figuring out, well, a group chat just becomes, I mean, with all the ADHD in band, it just becomes,
Oh yeah, dude, it's like the group chat with all my cricket buddies. You know what I mean? If you actually read that, you would think we all want to murder and kill each other.
That
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So figuring out okay, well, how do we best communicate? How do we when should we message the group chat? When should we directly message? And this is also, I mean, this is work leaking into my mind as well, because I face this at work too. How do we best communicate with each other to achieve a common goal? Well, anyone who asks on the planet has a fucking opinion on that. I can assure you.
At what point is throwing a stapler okay?
Oh, that's realistically, if you're asking HR, never.
I work for a HR software company.
I say as soon as a dirty prick looks at you sideways.
I'll just say it depends on where you're working on. In my offices, there's much more harmful things than staplers you can throw at each other.
When Stevie comes back,
you've got a unique perspective on that, Eric.
Yeah. When Stevie comes back, I'm going to ask you one last question to the three of you, and we'll wrap this bad boy up because we've been going for nearly 2.5 hours. And it's been a great chat, eh? Like, I'm really happy to see that the camaraderie, and this is what makes me miss being in a band. Just the amount of shit we all used to hang on each other, and at the end of the day, you knew the love was there, and it was that. I miss Maddie and Adam and Timmy so much. The fucking best blokes in the world. But I'm so happy to see that you got back into the music, Eric, and you got back into a new instrument, and you just fucking leaps and bounds, bro. Like seems like whatever instrument you pick up, you're just doing really, really well with. You found a really good crew to work with. Man, I'll tell you what, like you said before, with the arbitrary method and stuff like that, with what you've done now, yeah, it's whatever you're doing marketing wise and stuff like that, keep doing it. You just if you're not gonna, I guess if you're not gonna be able to drop as much as you can, just try and focus on the socials a bit more.
Yeah.
But just keep busy, just keep people interested. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you get a few more interviews. Make sure you go check out the local band Smokeout thing and post this video onto that, because I think they have a Christmas one coming up. I'm sure they have a Christmas one coming up, so check that out and see if you can drop your thing on that. And even Send it to the guy in Canada that just sits there and smokes weed and does it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
The
man.
joys of it being legal.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. All right. So my last question for these lovely, lovely gentlemen tonight who have graciously given me 2.5 hours of their time on a Friday, which is absolutely awesome. I love these blokes so much. All right. So think. I've got a full head of hair, so I'm nice young Kyle. I've got a full head of hair, no beard, can't really grow much facial hair. I've got a shitty goatee, and I'll come running up to yous, right? Coming up to the three members of Small Gods as they are now, with me guitar in hand, and I'll go, hey guys, I want to start a band, but I need some advice. What's the best piece of advice you can give me to sort of get started and get moving in a good direction?
Write all the time, even if it's shit. Because I have probably written in my adult life easily like 700-800 half attempts at tracks. The first like several hundred were crap.
Law of averages, I like it.
And the other thing that I'm about to start packing up, find someone wonderful enough, like my wife, to happily sit here for a couple of hours while you're smashing beers on a podcast to drive you home.
Good on ya. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for giving up your time too.
Thank you so much, mate. This has been great. You're a legend. Thanks
You're an
so much.
absolute legend, mate. Thank you.
Background packing up.
While Steve was dealing with that, my one's record yourself playing.
Yeah? Why is that?
You can hear everything. You can go, okay, I need to work on that and that and that and that and that. Record yourself playing.
I like it. Eric?
Mine would be leave your egos at the door. I think the one big killer in any band is when the egos get too big. Always be a team player. Even if you're doing like the bulk of the writing, you've got other people involved. Other people have vested their interest in it. So be a team player.
I like that.
Everyone's a target to hang shit on.
Yep, I'll tell you what. 16-year-old me could have used that advice back then. Jeez, where were you, Eric?
Before I go to work, I got this little work party.
Oh, nice. A Bluetooth mic.
Karaoke drive, man.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Elro.
That was
I accept no responsibility though.
No, guys, don't go anywhere.
from the other room, so I don't think that's happening.
Give everyone a wave. I'm going to do a sign off. Don't go anywhere, and I'll have a quick chat to you before I leave you. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for taking your time, and to all you lovely people that have taken the time to spend your Friday night here with me and the boys from Small Gods. We all appreciate it so much. When you guys come out and watch this, and I can see those numbers go up and even down, it really doesn't matter. I do this for a reason, to get their stories out here. These guys deserve so much more than what I can ever give them. So when they get those 3,000 views on a song that's been out for 2 weeks, that's all you guys, and it makes them want to write more, and it makes people like me want to get their story out there more. So I appreciate everything that you guys are doing, coming out and watching. Get out to live shows, guys. Go see some local bands, because nobody ever starts famous, and you want to be the first ones to see them before they get big. And I tell you, these guys, keep an eye on them, because I have a feeling if the next one doubles, these guys are going to get on. If the next views double and they start getting more attention, everything's just going to get on a roll for them, and maybe a little bit of that ego that they left at the door will come back, hopefully. But thank you all again for watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. Go enjoy yourselves. Go listen to live music. Go fucking dance like no one's watching. Sing like no one's listening. And just enjoy your life, all right? Enjoy. I will see you on the next one. Go check out the Ram It Down Fest. That's coming up soon. 15th, that's next Friday. I'll be out there at that one, and I'll be wreaking havoc because I ain't fucking driving. So, watch the fuck out. Catch us all on the next one.